it bad. We jumping up and behaving bad. Jumping up and behaving bad. We outside behaving bad. Outside behaving bad. We jumping up and behaving bad. Jumping up and behaving bad. Finally I figure it out. What this woman was all about. All she care about is my money. And spotlight just call it clout. The woman there on a hunting. Don't care about a damn thing. I not a no magic. Cause all of the girls them want me. Oh gosh. No curfew again. No lockdown again. I'm single again. Yeah. Well girl I don't care what you say. Hey, I live in it anyway. Boy, I pack up my things. I head out the door. Cause girl I don't take it no more. Oh God. I'm single again. I'm free up again. Look drama again. Oh God. I'm single again. I'm free up again. Look drama again. Right now we outside behaving bad. Outside behaving bad. We jumping up and behaving bad. Jumping up and behaving bad. We outside behaving bad. Outside behaving bad. We jumping up and behaving bad. Jumping up and behaving bad.
It's live. Listen, one piece of advice my father gave me and I can't lose it. He said the girls get crazy when you hit them with soca music. Brings a feeling all the ladies love. You say I must use it. Cause that vibe they can't refuse it now. But I ask him if I give them the reggae now. They don't like that jump. And if I give them kinds of like Pele now. They don't like that jump. What if I give them dancehall from J.A. now? They don't like that jump. They look at me and tell me Sly is my son. I want you to understand. He say a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, I let you suck all day. You tell me a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, soca is what we play. So if you see her on the road, soca in the club, soca inside the bar, soca with some iron. If you see her on the street, soca see her in the heat, soca carnival day, soca is what we play and we chanting. Oh Lord, yeah we chanting. He say I gonna love the reaction when I soca. The ladies gonna love what do it 10 times over. It's no mistake I bring you this song. In the soca is where I belong. I plan to soca the whole night long. Cause I try to give them the reggae now. They don't like that jam. I try to give them kinds of like Pele now. They don't like that jam. I try to give them dancehall from J.A. now. They don't like that jam. Cause now I see that my father was not wrong. Cause right now I understand. He say a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, I let you suck all day. You tell me a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, soca is what we play. So if you see her on the road, soca in the club, soca inside the bar, soca with some iron. If you see her on the street, soca see her in the heat, soca carnival day, soca is what we play and we chanting. Oh Lord, yeah we chanting. But I ask him if I give them the reggae now. They don't like that jump. And if I give them kinds of like Pele now. They don't like that jump. What if I give them dancehall from J.A. now? They don't like that jump. They look at me and tell me Sly is my son. I want you to understand. He say a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, I let you suck all day. You tell me a next man go jump that girl for you. If you cannot soca, soca is what we play. So if you
every day it's one set he say, she say, one set he say, she say. Gade you can malpale, malpale, malpale. One set he say, she say, one set he say, she say. Gade you can malpale, malpale, malpale. Live right, live right. I don't trouble nobody. Take a wine and live right, live right. I don't malpale nobody. No drama, if Kisha man checking Lana and Nana link up with Farmer, what that have to do with Dana? No drama, you can out link Rosanna all in Botswana. always try to make amends. One man goes out, one will come again. Keep it real and don't pretend. Stop following every trend. Careful how your money spent. Every day it's one set he say, she say. One set he say, she say. Gade yo ka mal pale. One set he say, she say. One set he say, she say. Gade yo ka mal pale. I just wanna live life. I don't trouble nobody. Think I wanna live life. I do mal pale.
Joanna, slow down. Before I fall down. But when you have been killing me, mama. Now I know where you're from. The land of Congo drunk. Some kind of kinetic energy, mama. Make my heart go boom boom. Make me fall down boom. My girl are not normal. I love how you dip so, but why you biting on it so? Your wine is a mystery. How you moving your hips so? You say you love salsa, but I'm in love with calypso. You're making it hard for me when you go down a limbo. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Before I fall down. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Before I fall down. Boy, mama, I'm falling again. Boy, mama, I'm falling again. I love how you dip so, but why you biting your lips so? Your wine is a mystery, how you moving your hips so? You say you love salsa, but I'm in love with calypso. You're making it hard for me when you go down and limbo. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Slow down, Joanna, slow down. Joanna, slow down. Before I fall down.
My head burn. Father forgive me, but like not easy. Like cotton, the woman leave me. My mother want me, that girl too pretty. Like cotton, the woman leave me. I can't pay me bills on time, no cash. I can't watch me news online, no cash. I can't eat a piece of swine. 40 days I hungry. I can't get to work on time, no cash. I can't go in town online, no cash. Now I make up my mind. My head burn. Come take me car, come take me house. All because of woman. What take me fridge, what take me stove. All because of woman. They cut the lights, flow, cut me phone. All because of woman. They take the cow, they take the goats. All because of woman. The woman, you that girl. The woman, you that girl. The woman, the woman. All because of the woman, you that girl. The woman, you that girl. The woman. All because of woman. I go to church on Sunday. I try to hear what the priest say. I could have swear the man say there is nothing sweeter than a woman. So I start to get crazy. Crazy. My shoe come and tell the priest that I say there is nothing more bitter than a woman. The woman. I say the woman. All because of woman. The woman. My head burn. Come take me car, come take me house. All because of woman. What take me fridge, what take me stove. All because of woman. They cut the lights, flow, cut me phone. All because of woman. They take the cow, they take the goats. All because of woman. The woman, you that girl. The woman, you that girl. The woman, that's it from me. The woman, that's it from me. All because of the woman, you that girl. The woman, you that girl. The woman, that's it from me. The woman, that's it from me. After today, that's it for me. No more anger. I pray. People tell me not to worry, not cash
Tracy more sense.
woman take all the things and gun egg my bank like kakuye. The woman. All because of
They have a whole set of people C4 sounds.
Forget all the haters, put on the band, and lick shot, punch them out, punch them out, lick shot, punch them out, punch them out. Punch them out, punch them out, on the bad mind, punch them out, punch them out, lick shot, punch them out, punch them out, lick shot, punch them out, punch them out. Punch them out, punch them out, on the bad mind, punch them out.
It's Keisha, oh boy, I got you feeling. Come boy, take a try, come boy, take a try, yes, it's been a long time since then. I haven't seen you. Can I take a wine? Oh gosh, I really miss you. Can't treat me like stranger. Will you come my way? I am not a stranger. Come, let we dance away. I say we not too young to dingo day. When you hear the music play, why walk me right away. Oh boy, I got you feeling. It's Keisha. Oh boy, I got you feeling. Don't play like you shy, come boy, take a try, look me in the eye, come boy, take a try, yes, it's been a long time since then. I haven't seen you. Can I take a wine? Oh gosh, I really miss you. Can't treat me like stranger. Will you come my way? I am not a stranger. Come, let we dance away. I say we not too young to dingo day.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Insomay, Phoenix, music from DJP, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best, Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Umpa, Frost, Kuya, Afa, T Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flow. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia Bacchanal.
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good night to all. At this time, I would like everyone to please stand at attention for the playing of the national anthem of St. Lucia. Thank you very much. Let's see how well we're looking here tonight, folks. Y'all can come closer, yeah, gather around. Now is the time. Come closer. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. We are here. Okay, let me come on. Hi, how y'all doing? How's everything? Look at y'all. I miss y'all, I won't lie. We are here for Panorama 2022. That means we have to get 2 years that we lost. So we're staying here until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I just joking. I just playing around. That was not authorized. Folks, it's a blessing to have everyone here. Welcome to the official home of Carnival. This is the SAB. And for tonight, we are going to hear the sound of Sweet Steel Pan. That was what used to start the Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Those of us that remember, not me, those of us that remember jumping up Juve to Steel Pan alone, say yeah, yeah. All right, we have some veterans inside of here. We have some real veterans in here. Before we get into the competition, of course, we will have to introduce our judges. And for that, we have Chelsea, who is going to read out the bios for our judges this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll turn it over to Chelsea, and she's going to let us know who our judges are.
Our first judge is Gregory Piper. Gregory has been playing music professionally for over 40 years. He plays the clarinet, saxophone, tenor, and double tenor steel pans. He has served as an adjudicator for Panorama competitions in St. Lucia for over 20 years. He has also served on the panel of judges at the first ever Caribbean Panorama competition held in Grenada in 2001. Gregory Piper is one of the premier musical arrangers in St. Lucia, arranging music for concert bands, military bands, string ensembles, chorale groups, and all major artists in St. Lucia. He served as the musical director of the Royal St. Lucia Police Band for 6 years. Gregory presently serves as the director of music for the St. Lucia Festival Band for Calypso semifinals and finals, the Rotary Calabasas, the St. Joseph the Worker Youth Orchestra, and the Castries North Music Project. He is also the recipient of the St. Lucia Medal of Merit, awarded for outstanding contribution to the music industry in St. Lucia, and the St. Lucia Long Service Cross, awarded for outstanding and dedicated service in the Royal St. Lucia Police Band. Richard Payne. Richard Payne is a St. Lucian pianist and composer with over 25 years' experience as an actively performing musician. A graduate of Florida International University, he is currently the executive director of the St. Lucia School of Music and the co-founder of Blue Mango. He is the creator, director of West Bay IT Project and band leader of Alibi, a local jazz fusion quartet with Tedderson John, Francis John, and Zach Popo. Richard has collaborated with renowned musicians from the wider diaspora, performing on festival stages in the US, Europe, South America, and across the Caribbean. His bands have opened for a variety of renowned artists, including John Legend, Richard Bona, among others. Their original Creole jazz music has been featured on RFO TV and others. Their music has received favorable reviews from a variety of international publications, including Jazz Magazine, Caribbean Beat Magazine, and Island Wear Magazine, respectively. Blue Mango is also a recipient of the 2003 National Music Educator in the field of electronic keyboard and music technology. He has served as an adjudicator for the past 2 panoramas held in St. Lucia. Ezra Joseph holds a certificate in music from the University of the West Indies. She serves as the assistant musical director of the chorale. Mrs. Joseph is an experienced adjudicator who has served in that capacity for many years. Pan Trinbago from 1990 and a chief judge for Downtown Carnival Committee at Labor Day in New York, Boston Carnival, Antigua, and St. Lucia Panorama in 2013. Johanna Ragby. Johanna is a steel band music adjudicator who has a fair, professional, positive, and constructive approach to her duty. Johanna has served as an adjudicator in the Trinidad and Tobago National Panorama Competition for the last 12 years. She's also served in this capacity regionally in Barbados and Grenada. Currently, she's a music teacher at a secondary level and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in music and a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of the West Indies. When she is not teaching, she enjoys arranging for a local church steel orchestra in Trinidad.
Thank you very much, Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our qualified judges tonight. And of course, we have to say a very big thank you to our partners for St. Lucia Carnival 2022, the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, SLTA, Event Company of St. Lucia, the Cultural Development Foundation, Export St. Lucia, and of course, it is endorsed by the government of St. Lucia. We must say thank you to the sponsors for St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Flo, the title sponsor. The St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, the gold sponsor. If any light go off, we know that coming back on in 2 minutes' time. This is Lou Select. Peter Bear is our silver sponsor, Crystal Clear Water, and the Bank of St. Lucia, the platinum sponsor for the National King and Queen of the Bands and Panorama. And we also have to say a big thank you to Pan Trinbago for the first and second place trophy. They are the sponsors for that. Are you ready for some competition tonight? I will not waste your time. Y'all will hear long before the bell went boom. So we're going to start it off now. Our first Pan group on stage. The manager is Labawi Promotions. I like that. I like, yeah. The noise started from early o'clock. The leader, Quill Barthelme. The captain, Christopher V. Chico. And the arranger, Andreas Edward, folks. The competition song they're going to use, Can't Wait by Alpha. Ladies and gentlemen, to start us off, please welcome to the competition stage, Caribbean Grains, Laborie, Steel, Pan.
In the first band making its way to the stage is the Laborie and Caribbean Grains Laborie Steel Band. They will be the first band performing. And I have here with me Mr. Claude Paul, who is no stranger. He is the chairman of the Carnival Music Management Committee. Mr. Paul, how excited are you about this evening?
Well, I certainly believe Pan is one of the fundamentals of our carnival. Traditionally, Pan music has a special sound and a special feeling. So tonight, Panorama, brings back the memories, and so definitely we're looking forward to an interesting night.
So, to all of you joining us from your living rooms, those of you in bars and those of you in the diaspora, welcome on board to Panorama 2022. We are going to be seeing 5 bands participating. And again, Claude, not the numbers we were accustomed to. Any explanation?
Well, COVID has affected us in a number of ways, I believe, and organizations will have suffered in some regard. And so, I think what we have to be happy with, at least we have in a Panorama, we have a good enough number to make a competition, opportunities for the Pan players to come out and show their skill, and to compete against each other in a rivalry. So I think it's all good. Let's make the best of it. We have to see this year as a revival year, and we can only get better as we move forward.
I could imagine. We saw when I went around earlier this evening just to take a look at what the bands have been doing for the last minute preparation. There was a certain level of excitement, understandably. And do you expect a very keen competition this year?
Yeah, well, you know, Babono, of course, was the last champion, and so they're the one to beat. And so everybody will become gunning for them. Labri has been impressive in the past, has won, I believe, in the past. And so I think we have to wait and see. What I'm impressed with the number of young people who make up the bands, you know, secondary school children and even younger.
Yes.
And so that gives us something to look forward to. And I'm very excited about tonight.
Great. So it's Panorama, but we've had so far a few events. We've had the last night we had the Calypso finals, and the previous night we had Soca with Groovy and Power. Your impression of how it has all gone so far?
Well, I believe both shows were of high quality, good competition. The results seem to have been generally well accepted. At least the winners in each category were well accepted. Some concerns maybe in the placings, but for me, the judges' decision is final. They follow the criteria. They know what they're doing, and so I believe in the process. And I fully accept what has come out of the two competitions. Of course, the soca competition with the mixture of groovy and power soca is a very long show. And of course, we'll have to give consideration for how we package it in the future, whether we have two separate shows or just one show with the best 10 songs. A lot of discussion, I think conversations need to have as we go forward. And you know, as I say, this is a revival year, so we take this as the base, and we can only go higher in the future.
Yeah,
From a Calypso point of view, I think the winner was overwhelmingly accepted.
I think so.
And the competition was tight, and so that's why you would see some places last night which were kind of close, and some people their favorites. Again, we trust the judges, we trust the process.
Great. We've seen fairly impressive crowds for the previous two nights. Well, this is Panorama. The crowd is impressive as well. Not the sort of numbers you expect for soca and for the calypso. But the behavior of the crowd so far, it seems very orderly and very
I think
civil.
The security services, the police have been in, their presence have been there. They have done a wonderful job in terms of ensuring that the premises are secure. The crowd themselves, the people, have behaved exceptionally well, and you know, it says something about our people and where we are going to. And you know, even coming out of COVID, I think we are happy to be here. We're happy for the chance to be in Carnival. We are grateful for this opportunity, and I think people are embracing it and making the best of the occasion.
Great. But this looks like very much a family sort of setting, a family sort of event, something one would be happy to bring one's family to attend. You know, that, don't you get that sort of impression?
Yeah, and of course a number of the players would have relatives who are here to see them and to support them. It would have been ideal for an earlier start, I think, but they seem to have been you know, different interest in coming to this decision. And so it's what it is. We are here. Hopefully with 5 bands it won't be too long.
Yeah.
So we might be out of here about 11, 30, 12.
Oh, it might be our earliest night.
Yes.
Okay. But
yes.
So far the weather over the last two, you know, we had intermittent showers, but people stayed, everyone seemed armed with his or her umbrella. But for tonight, the weather looks more inviting, if you like.
Yeah, certainly the weather has settled down. Hopefully for tomorrow, which is King and Queen of the Bands, we'll have pleasant weather as well. And then there are the fetes which will take place in the week coming up before the culmination on Monday and Tuesday next week. So it's an interesting experiment to put all the national events in the week before Carnival, our national window, so to speak. of course, there have been some controversy about it.
Yes, yes.
My take is that it's a trial period. Let's see how it works. We will review it. We'll have a conversation, and we will see what we like and what we don't like, and make adjustments again for next year and beyond.
Yes. Now, how much can you tell us about the structure of Panorama this year? Because the word out is, and the initial tune is a warm-up tune, will not be judged, and then you'll have the tune, that will be judged.
Right.
Tell us about it.
So you have a test tune which is for 3 minutes, and then the warm-up tune is 3 minutes, and the test tune, which can range between 5 to 7 minutes or something like that. So each band will be on stage for about a total of 10 to 12 minutes, and then of course you have the transition for the next band. So it will probably take about half an hour between transitions, and so with 5 bands you're looking at 2.5 hours plus the time playing on stage. So between 3.5 hours total.
Over the years, Panorama has evolved. So it's not only the music, but there's a lot going on, in terms of the presentation. And what sort of impression do you think this has on the audience, but more importantly, the judges? Is that being judged? Is that a category that's being judged?
Well, I would think that essentially we judge the music and the quality of the music in terms of how it is played, the arrangement itself, how innovative it is, and can you recognize the basic tune in the composition and the interest, the highs and lows, the crescendos and what have you. That's what we're really looking for. But I think the uniforms and if you want the glugler adds to the spectacle.
I would imagine.
And sometimes you have a flag woman or two.
Yes.
Whining on the side. So all that's part of the whole spectacle.
Yes. In fact, and it tends to almost galvanize the attention of the audience, and people are looking very closely at that. But we also find the bands take a lot of latitude in terms of the song. You said about the bass tune. Sometimes you may even forget what the tune that's being played, because of all of what they do with it. Yeah.
Well, I suppose all that is the innovation of music, and I suppose it's similar to in jazz. When you have a jazz song, people can innovate and go beyond, but come back to the bass line, the bass tune. And I think for the ordinary person, people like you and me who maybe don't have the musical background, we see what's happening here. They're playing the song now before they come on.
Yes.
So this is the test tune being played there.
Yes.
Alpha's song, Long Time, whatever it's called.
Yes.
And then they'll have their little warm-up tune, get their wrist in order, and then play the tune. And so we are at a listening audience. Will want to recognize the song when it's being played. And I think generally we recognize the song.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
As a city man, if I could put it that way, do you lament and the almost, well, I hate using the word death, but the fact that steel band in the city is not what it used to be in previous years? And is there any plan to do something about it, to try to engineer?
Well, even though in the past Panorama was centered around the two main rivals, which would have been North Stars from the Conway Banalil area and Diamond Steel from the Masha area. That would have been the two main rivals. There is talk that Diamond Steel is coming back next year.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that's a national icon that we should support.
Yes. It's a brand. It's a brand.
Yeah. In terms of North Stars, I believe Fantastic would have gravitated, because that's where Fantastic does their rehearsals.
Yes.
And I think some of the players would have been there, and also a lot of them would have gone to Pan Time in Gozile.
Okay.
Because the band leader Totti was originally from that area, and he moved to Gozile.
Yes.
So he's from a Pan side up there.
Okay.
Which is Pan Time.
Okay.
So it's all part of the development. I heard the Minister of Culture, Mr. Hille, saying that next year he will be having a South Castries Pan side.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
interesting. And let's hope other parliamentary representatives can follow suit. so we can get, I mean, because the participation in steel band with, you see the number of young people, like you mentioned earlier, getting involved in that activity. And I remember the last time there was Panorama speaking to both Shining and speaking to Kuiper, and they were saying about, what's involved in playing steel band, a lot more intricate than someone would just see on the surface. The fact that, the players are not using music sheets. They're not using music sheets, and they have to do everything from memory is actually remarkable.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. I mean, I don't play pan myself, but I admire pan players.
Yes.
Especially the tenor pan, those at the front line, which really carry the tune.
Yes.
Of course, you have the bass and you have the second pan and
Yeah.
so. But I think also pan in the school system is a good way to ensure that you
Yes.
have continuity with the art form.
Yeah.
And we really should, through the Ministry of Education or through the schools themselves, encourage. I know the convent used to have a school band before.
Yes. Many of the secondary schools had
and
their
so
bands.
maybe we should have a school competition for steel band.
Just as we did for Calypso.
Yes.
Is talking of which, okay, and I guess we'll have to go and to the stage because here we have the Caribbean Grains Library Steel Band with the warm-up tune. Mr. Paul, thank you very much.
All right. Yes,
thank you for.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the test tune by Caribbean Grains Library Steel Pan. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Caribbean Grains Labrie Steel Pan.
So we've just witnessed the performance of the first band for this year's Panorama Finals, taking place here at the Sabin Castries, VG Castries. And with me here is Mr. Julian Cauldron, popularly known as Bull, and well, a sort of pan aficionado. He's also been a member of the Diamond Steel Band, where he played a few of the pans or the instruments, if you'd like. And your impression, you've just heard our first band. What's your impression so far?
I don't really want to discuss
its performance.
Yeah, the music, but I have the performance.
Yes.
I'm the carried the theme. Can't wait for Carnival to come.
Yes.
You can see the costumes. You can see that everybody enjoy themselves.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
The members really enjoy themselves on stage.
Yes.
You know, that's a good performance.
Great.
Let's say for first band,
yes,
good performance.
a good
we don't
performance.
Know what is next.
What's to come? And they may have set the stage for a very special band, and the Caribbean Grains Labrie Steel Band. What do you know about them?
Caribbean Grains is what Diamond Steel used to be.
I
a community band.
You know, I didn't miss the bacchanal on Facebook.
And that is what is missing. You know, I was saying to somebody earlier on that whole of Labrie is here.
Yes, and that's important.
Yes.
And you find Labrie have parental support.
Okay.
You have a lot of parents
now,
there.
Tonight we have a total of 5 officers coming to compete in the Panorama 2022.
We just heard from Caribbean Grains Labrie Steel Pan. Involved in
we are going to have fantastic.
Yes. So it's really interesting to see, and that you have in Labrie the steel band. They've been performing very well and at the national competitions, but the importance of the band, how integral it is to the community of Labrie. And you could see it by the sort of demographic, if you like, the ages, the age groups.
And then you have the parental support. That is what I'm looking at. That is what impressed me about Labrie, and have always impressed me about Labrie. And that is what Diamond Steel used to be. That is what Diamond Steel used to be. That is what North Stars used to be. But we have lost that somewhere along the way.
Yes.
You understand? And it's nice to see that Labrie is keeping that up.
Great. Talking about and the bands of Castries, we had North Stars, we had Diamond Steel. My understanding that there is a move to bring back Diamond Steel. You know anything about this?
Yes, I'm getting word on the ground that Diamond Steel will be back on a project, a special project, and I'm eager to be part of that project because I know what is happening with the Masha area, and I know what Diamond Steel has contributed to the Masha area. You know, so by that project coming on with Skip, I would like to be part of it to bring back what Diamond Steel used to be and engage the young people into the steel band. You know, they always say that the devil find place for idle hands.
Fantastic.
So if in Marshall
King and Queen of the
you
band.
can bring back Diamond Steel and have the young people in Diamond Steel to get into the band. So there will be something positive. At least they would have something to do and get involved in it instead of just being where they are today. Let's put it that way.
Yes. So we know that music can be transformative, particularly and steel band music, given the size, and it can make have a tremendous impact on the community. So we saw the first band, the second band is fantastic music steel orchestra, and will be coming up. But we know that usually there's a long period, transition period, for the band to get onto the stage to make their performance. But let's talk a bit about the structure of this year's competition. We understand that, you know, there's the warm-up song that will not be judged, and then you have the actual test song. As a former player, is that something you'd be excited about?
Again, and I was saying so to somebody. I was actually saying so to my wife, because over the last few days I've been going around by the bands and watch the bands play and listen to the bands rehearse. And I'm saying, you spend months or weeks rehearsing, spend hours rehearsing, and to be on stage for just 10 minutes and play your tune. There should be something more to that. Now, we used to have the warm-up tune before, and where, you know, you spend a little more than 10 minutes on stage, you spend 15 minutes on stage, you show off your talent, you show what you have. You understand? So I'm happy that the warm-up has come back into the panorama, because for the last 2 or 3 panoramas it had gone out the window.
Yes, yes. Provide us with some insight as a former player of what's involved in the preparation for an event like this.
You know, I miss the Panyard.
Yes.
I miss the Panyard. Panyard life is a real nice life. I'll tell you that. The camaraderie, you know, you come to the Panyard and you look forward to going to the Panyard every night.
Yeah.
You look forward to going to the Panyard, you meet your comrades, you meet everybody, and then you use. Most times, or a lot of the times, you get to the Panyard from 4 o'clock and you leave there at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Wow. And is there one aspect of you as an individual, if you thought you haven't mastered that piece, coming to the Panyard, not when the band is practicing, but for you to work on this?
That's why I tell you, it starts from 4 o'clock till 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Because you as an individual, say for instance, a piece of music is put down the night before, but you did not get it. So your duty now is to come to the Panyard the following day before rehearsal starts,
yes.
To get your piece.
Yes.
Because you know that is where it's going to start, the rehearsal is going to start.
Yes. I think Steel Band, I'm sure you'd agree, and most people would, is, I mean, as good an example as one could get of Caribbean creativity. It was created in the Caribbean, it continues to evolve and to develop. Would you like to see, as we had in Grenada and, well, a few years back, a Caribbean Panorama?
I was part of the Grenada experience.
Okay. Would you like to see that replicated?
Yes, because we have still, yes, Trinidad is the mecca of band.
Yes.
Trinidad have the big band. We have here, we have good arrangers. We have arrangers that can match the arrangers that Trinidad has. The only difference is the size of the band. Trinidad has a bigger population than Trinidad.
Yes.
So you can get bands in Trinidad have 120, 150 players.
Yes, but I guess if you now limit it to size,
if you limit it to size,
then
we can match them.
Yeah, you can match. You can have that competition.
Because we have good players. We have very good band players in Central. We have band players who have made a career out of it.
Yes.
They earn money.
Yes.
From playing the band.
Yes.
You know, okay. We have those that on the cruise ship right now playing band. We have very good players. We have very good arrangers.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
So to our listeners and all over the world in St. Lucia and the diaspora, this is Panorama and finals here at the Saab in Castries, VG Castries. We've just witnessed the first band for this year. Remember, there was a 2-year break, and it's Caribbean Grains Library Steel Pan just performing, and the next band just making its way on stage. Preparations being made for that is Fantastic Music Steel Orchestra. What do you know about this band?
It's an offshoot of Love Stars.
Okay.
The leader of that band was actually a member of Love Stars.
Okay.
Just like we have Emerald Steel, an offshoot of Diamond Steel.
Yes, yes.
You know, so Crystal came from Love Stars, and she's a musical enthusiast, and she started her own band.
Great,
you know.
Great.
Over the last couple of days, I've been going to listen to her practice sessions by the Conway building there, because she's actually rehearsing around by Love Stars.
Yes. Right, so on Bernard Hill.
Bernard Hill.
Yes.
You know? So I've been going there to listen to them. Nice music. You know, I wouldn't reveal what they played until still
let one head it. Yeah,
but it is actually on the air right now.
Great. Yes. But tell me, what would be going through the minds of the players about to make their way onto the stage? Take us back to your time.
Rivalry.
And what would be the level of excitement and anxiety?
No, it's a real excitement. You see, what happens on a Panorama day, everybody's excited. It's just go there and execute. You have now found the stage where what you have done for months in the Panyard, you put it out there.
Yes.
Could you imagine for months you in the Panyard? Okay. Carnival coming to July give a lot of bands a lot of opportunity to do their music, and they have a lot of time to do the music. Unlike before when we used to play, Carnival was in February, so you had January to February to practice. But now you have a longer time to practice. You have more time, so you can do a lot more drilling, you can do more music, you can change your own things. You know, it's an exciting thing that you are now in the Panyard every night. You look forward to the Panyard. In my time, you look forward to the Panyard on an afternoon. You know? And then as it comes down to the crunch, then you find a change in the band. Things changes.
Yes.
Because now you're more relaxed. You have your piece done. It's just go around it. Go over it, and you get the drilling. Yeah, you do the drilling, and according to the band, you get refreshments at that point in the time. So it's a really exciting feeling.
Yes.
What I really enjoyed about Panorama while I was playing was, or even when I was managing Diamond still, was the night before Panorama to take your bands to this place where you're going to play. It was rather exciting.
Is there a sense like a team that you don't want to, if you play in a particular piece, a particular instrument, you don't want to be the weak link in that sort of...
Nobody wants to be the weak link. Everybody wants to be up front.
Yes.
And if you're a weak link, you are the back.
Yes, and then you could possibly let down your team. Okay, so band number 2 is making its way onto the stage anytime soon, and it's a band, like he was saying, like Mr. Calderon was just telling us, an offshoot of North Stars band many years ago.
The leader and arranger, Crystal Nestor, the driller, Aaron, and the captain, Catherine Edmond. The competition song is titled I Like by T.C. Brown. Please put your hands together for Fantastic Music Steel Orchestra.
We have bands that like...
Okay.
The band has like 50 or they're about 75 members.
75 members.
Yes.
So we were just speaking about the new band coming onto the stage right now. It's Fantastic Music Steel Orchestra. They effectively based at Barnard Hill, an offshoot of what used to be North Stars and the famous North Stars steel band from the Barnard Hill, Conway area. They're just making their way onto the stage. You were saying that you've listened to them practice over the last few years, leading up to the last few days. Leading up to this. And what is the spirit like among the members of the band?
Well, you see, and that's the thing about Panorama, and that's the thing about practicing. When you get to a Panyard, everybody's excited about the moment that you're there at the time. Everybody wants to play their piece. Everybody wants to know that they in sync with the band. They want to know that they put their piece together. They want to know that they're not the weak link in the band and that they can stop the band. So everybody put their best foot forward.
Yes.
You know? And over the last couple of days, like I said, I've been going to them to listen to their practice. And they will give a good account of themselves.
Great, great.
As far as
Because it's all building up to this finals. Like we said, we're about to witness the second band. It's quite an elaborate exercise coming onto the stage and setting up and for your performance. And this is the song they are going to be playing. I like it with Tissy Brown. I think he sang this with Solange. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember a few years ago, and quite a popular tune. I think they won the competition with this, with that song. Yes.
Tissy Brown and her Black, probably the more fortunate Calypsonians in St. Lucia.
In terms of
music has been played by steel bands.
Yeah, but is it fortunate or is it because of the way their music is composed? It lends more to
It was modeled towards the steel band, basically.
steel band.
Towards the
Yes,
band, basically.
yes.
You know, I guess the arranger feels they can work with these guys.
Yes. Because some songs lend themselves more to or better to steel band.
Steel band, yes.
Yes. So if you're just joining us, we're live on the sub here. This is Panorama Finals here 2022, Carnival 2022. We've witnessed, as I'm sure you would remember, we've witnessed two of the major finals and this season on Friday and on Saturday. Friday with the Soca Monarch, both the Groovy and the Power, and on the Sunday we witnessed the Calypso. On the Saturday, sorry, the Calypso. Today is Sunday, and it is Panorama. Yes, so with me here is Cauldron, Julian Cauldron, better known as Bull to everyone, a former panist, if I could say this, of some note, and he played with Diamond Steel, and he also was involved in administration as well. So he's well placed to tell us about, what's happening and the sort of mood here. Tell us about the crowd. What do you think of? What do you make of the attendance?
I'm disappointed.
Okay, you'd have liked to see a bigger crowd.
A bigger crowd.
But compared to previous activities, previous nights, it's probably about 3/4 of.
No, we have had bigger crowd.
Yes, but I'm saying, and it's about 3/4 of what we witnessed last night. You think, or half?
About a half.
About half. But is that bad for steel band, for Panorama?
I like to see the interest in fan growth.
Okay.
I want to see the interest.
I guess as an enthusiast, you'd like to see this place
I'd like to see the
all
place
packed.
all
All packed. I can understand that.
So that's why I'm saying it's disappointing to me right now.
Especially knowing, I guess, all of what goes into the preparation and the effort.
It takes a lot out of a steel band to prepare and to come here.
Yes. But let's not forget the thousands and thousands who will be witnessing or who are witnessing this on television, online, not only in St. Lucia, but, all throughout the world.
I know that's the way to go now, but
yes.
I'd like to see the support for the steel bands here.
Here as well. I can understand that.
I'd like to see, as a player on stage, and I'd like to see the crowd there. Waiting to see the band execute.
Yes.
We have them online watching.
Yes.
But do you as a player see that?
Yeah, and I guess the players feed off that.
You get the vibe
yes.
from the crowd, basically.
Yes. So it's like any sport, really. Yeah. If you play in cricket, you'd like to know that there's some, the spectators there.
Yeah.
Right there playing.
I mean, you're in a barnyard for months. You put a lot into it, sleepless nights.
Yes.
And as you get closer to Panorama, the nights get longer.
Great. What do you make of the future of Pan in St. Lucia? What's your take on that?
From my going around the steel bands now, it is evolving because I see a lot of young players. I'm seeing a lot of young players who probably at one time. In fact, we had a lapse of 2 years.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. So now when I go around the Panyards, especially this year as the revival of Panorama, I go around there, I see young players
Okay. So the young people are taking an interest in pan.
In pan, you know, there are a lot of new faces. You go by Babuno, you probably would have known by Babuno band. But when you look, you see, and it's the young people.
Yes.
And most of the bands where you go into, you get the older players making way for the younger ones.
Yes. Are the bands now, is still band now attracting more females than they did before, or is it just the same?
Yes. More females. You can see more females into the band right now than the male.
Okay.
And that is why Steel Band Association should actually make a move to try to get the young men, because what are we hearing? What are we hearing?
Yeah, the difficulties are with the males.
With the males.
And even in an area that used to dominate, the females have been coming in.
At one time, they had the steel bands in the schools. Convent used to have, colleges to have. They had steel bands in the school, and you used to get that kind of interest. I don't know what has happened with it in the schools. You had Guy Innocent and Ivan.
Yes.
I'm going to the schools and teach the players.
Yes,
so then you used to get, in fact, a lot of, I can tell you during my time as president of association, manager of Diamond Steel. Diamond Steel used to get a lot of players from Antwerp and Hess.
Okay.
Because there was steel band in there. North Stars used to get from Convent and the places because Ivan used to be at Convent.
Okay, great.
Guy used to get from Ira and whatnot because he used to play with them there.
Okay.
So they follow the tutor around.
Great.
You know?
Great. Okay, and we are going to be moving on to the stage, I think, very shortly. So we'll be continuing to all of our listeners. This is Panorama's finals here at the Savage BP Pastries, and we're moving on to the stage. We are going to be back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for fantastic music, Steel Orchestra.
So we've just heard the performance of Fantastic Steel Orchestra, the second of the 5 bands in this year's Panorama Finals here at the SAB. Seemed very impressive. The crowd seemed to be happy with what they heard, and more importantly, you saw the members of the band seem content with their sort of performance. Was that your impression?
Just like that is over. 3 months of practice, and just like that is over. So you see why, that's why you have the 10 minutes. You understand? But good performance. You can see the members of the band enjoying themselves. They came out and they executed what they had to do. Left the music to the judges. But you can see what happened on stage there, where the members really enjoyed themselves. They put the best foot forward, they did what they had to do, but just like that, it was over. When else is going to be played?
but an interesting selection as well, and by T.C. Brown, and I like it, or what's popularly known as "What Wrong With That?" Yeah. And like you were saying earlier, some artists, the music of some artists seem to lend itself a little more to Pan than the others do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you noted 2 performers. You noted T.C. Brown and also Her Black in particular.
Yes, because their music, I think some of the arrangers feel that they can work better with this. They have space to work with these tunes. According to the way they tune it. Okay, let's go back to the time of Kitchener and Sparrow and whatnot on the bands in Trinidad. You find a lot of Kitchener tunes was constructed for steel band. Listen to Beats, listen to Symphony in G. You know, these tunes lend themselves to their arrangers so that they can work with it.
So I think when I invest in my 2 screens,
at one time in St. Lucia,
we're going to have cameramen all around.
We had the steel bands
so you're going to have a panoramic view
doing their own tune.
Panorama. Now that's my idea. If I see anybody,
remember that. The bands used to actually compose their own tunes because they do what they can work with, because we were not getting the kind of music from the Calypsonians.
Okay.
So you can work with.
Great. But tell me, as a panist, what's your favorite song you like to hear on Pan? Calypso on Pan.
If I tell you who I like to hear, Sugar Boom Boom.
Yes.
You know, if you listen to a Sugar Boom Boom, Kitchener on Pan, it lends a space for everything to happen. I really love it. The Sugar Boom. You know, a lot of kids' tunes lent to that. You had Symphony in G, which was a real nice tune that you could have worked with. You know, Pan in A minor.
Yes. So interesting. So again, and highlighting the point that some performers' music lend themselves a lot more to steel band, highlighting and bringing out the beauty of steel band as well. But again, as a trained ear in that regard, what do you look out for? What do you listen for when you hear a performance from a steel band?
There's a criteria. There's a judging criteria, and basically, you look to see whether the band fits the criteria.
Okay, good.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, but again, you try to listen to the music, you listen to the melody, you listen to the harmony of the music. You know, you try to listen to what parts the different instruments play and how they fit in,
and how it stands out as well.
You know, sometimes you have to be able to get the music brief, so you hear the different instruments as they play the different parts.
Yes.
You know, sometimes the band get muffled or some instruments get drowned within the band, and you don't hear them.
Yes.
You know.
Interesting. So the next, just to tell our listeners and viewers that the next band to perform for us tonight in this Panorama Finals is Lucilec Pan Time Steel Orchestra, and based in Grosile. And Mr. Phil Jens, better known as Toti to everyone. And tell us something about this band.
Well, Totti, again, like I said, Totti started playing with North Stars, and he took the brave decision to have his own band.
Yes, yes.
You know, and it has paid off.
Yes.
You know, so now his band has won Panorama a couple times. I can't recall how many times he have won, but he has won the Panorama
at least twice.
And he's always a forerunner in the competition.
Yes.
You know, I'm happy for Totti. I'm actually proud of what Totti have done.
Yes.
I would hope that his band being in the Gosely area will become a community band where he can attract the members in the young people from the Gosely area and bring them everything. I mean, it is difficult to start a band in an area like Gosely where they're not accustomed with what people say the noise of the steel band every night.
Yeah, because that can be, in a sense, a little disturbance. I don't want to use the word nuisance, but a little disturbance because practicing and playing are very, very different. Because sometimes you go over the same thing over and over.
Yes. You go over the same piece over and over until everybody gets it. North Stars in Bernard Hill, they have that culture.
Yes.
Diamond Steel at Marshall have that culture.
So the community expected that.
The community expects that. Yes. But to bring in something new in there.
Yes. Although you know, in the 70s there was a steel band in Gosely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, for Totti to take that chance.
Yes. It was a brave move.
It was a brave move.
Yeah.
And it pays off.
I know the likes of Felix Finisterre and Felix Finisterre was an integral part of this.
Yeah, well, he had good support. Yes. He had a good team working with him to bring it through.
Yes.
You know, and that's the nice thing about it. And that's why I'm saying I'm actually proud of him.
Yes.
I'm proud of Guy also.
Yes.
You know, these guys take the chances. And the love of music. I mean, what has happened with their branch notice has brought about more steel bands in St. Lucia from basically the 4 or 5 traditional bands to about 15 bands within the association now.
Yes, 15 as well.
Yes.
Okay. So we're coming to you live from the South. This is Panorama 2022, the finals. We've witnessed 2 bands so far, and we are waiting the presence of Pan Time Steel Band. They're just in transition to make their way onto the stage. We know that this is normally a process that takes something in the region of about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is something I think we can work on with the Steel Band Association and avoid this kind of way.
Okay, to try to make the transition a little faster.
Make the transition a little faster.
Yes.
You know, because people came in to listen to music.
Yes.
But
I guess it's one of the characteristics, if you like, of Panorama. And but how does it happen, for instance, in Trinidad?
Same thing, same process. But you see, it's a culture in Trinidad. People in Trinidad understands that. So this is a break for you to go and take a little lime, go and take a little drink, meet your friends, comment on the performance of the band. But tomorrow you'll find I'm used to that. I understand that.
Yes.
You know, but people who are not in tune with it will say, well, okay, it is wasting time.
Yes, but also we have to look at the broadcast part of it because it's being broadcast, so you need that sort of continuity.
Yes.
The audience there. We're hoping that with you providing us with some very meaningful insight, our audience can remain glued
to it. Yes, so to keep the interest. You know, so I think that is something the Steel Band Association is supposed to work on. And I'm telling you and I want to be straight with it, that when they announce the first band, by the time they announce the first band, the band should have been on stage already.
Okay. But let's talk about a song that Lucilec and Time Steel Orchestra is going to play. So music by Medicine John. And tell us something about it in terms of a piece for steel band.
We're going to have a little bit of rules and regulations.
And
you
as to whether it lends space for the arranger to work with, that is up to him. That's up to the arranger.
Yes.
You know, because basically the arranger of the band that knows what he can do in the music.
Yes.
So most times they choose
Now,
the
one
tune
person have
that
to
they
buy
can
a
work
round for
with.
everybody.
And be able to
Now you know what a round is.
develop
Great.
into
Some
a
of you they
competition.
confused about a round.
Yes.
When it's your turn, you have to put a round. Now if you go missing,
Yes.
during the
Now
round for
the
your
size, we know that there's no differentiation of size this year at the Panorama Festival. Who do you think enjoys the advantage? The bigger band or the smaller band? The bigger band has a. Why? Why would you think so?
More power, more instruments.
Okay.
Okay.
The more instruments, the more you bring out, the instrument stands out. So if I have somebody who have 2 seconds and another one that have 5 seconds, you get more music coming out of that. You get more power coming out of that.
Great, great. So advantage to the bigger bands.
Advantage to the bigger bands.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like we said, the band we were expecting is Lucilek, Pantime Steel Orchestra, and Cecil Filjans, better known as Storty. He's the manager, leader, and Minel Lovitz is the captain. The arranger is Amrit Samaru. Yes. So Lucilek.
Orchestra.
And here's the grand entrance right now. This is the time they're pumping up their spirits, so to speak.
Yeah. That should have been done already.
Okay, flags and banners making their way
onto the stage. You know, because like you rightly said, you have to keep your audience interest.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And for the panels, yes, it's a big thing to make the grand entrance.
Yes.
We created a lot of that.
Great.
You know, it is a thrill. It is a thrill of coming on stage.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
But interesting, it's happening under the cover of darkness, so to speak.
Yeah.
And what's the thinking behind that?
Well, it's up to the band. Okay, it's up to the band. The band has a setup already.
Okay.
The band actually has a setup.
Yes.
The rocks came in according probably numbered.
Okay.
So you
know what goes where.
They know what goes where.
Yes.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. They just fit it in and then they start.
Yeah, but I would think they would have wanted the audience to see that sort of display.
No,
but,
it's according to the band.
Yes. So we can now see, for those of you who are not able to really distinguish it, and the various pans are being wheeled onto the stage.
The different you have the different rocks coming on stage there now. Like I said, all of them have the position. They have the numbers.
Yes.
With Diamond Steel, we used to have numbers. We know where they're going. So you just fit them in place. Actually, they arrange along the driveway. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
In position that they're going to be sitting in.
Yes. And obviously, you'd have had to take into consideration the size of the stage, the dimension of the stage, as well. You know.
The association most of the times make allowance for the bands.
Yes.
Make sure that the stage is wide enough for the band to sit in.
Yes.
A lot of the times the band requests the size that they require.
I would imagine, yes.
You understand? So, you know, if you have, according to the numbers you have, you would know what space you need, because already it would have been set up in the panyard that you know the space that you require.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so Labre, the first band that actually performed, we have here the captain coming on very soon, and so we'll just speak to her. My name is Quill Bafelmi. Okay, so we'll just, Quill Bafelmi is making away, and so Miss Bafelmi, you were the first out there, the first to perform. Would you have preferred that order, or would you have rather come in number 3 or number 2? Was there an advantage to coming number 1?
It's actually our first time playing number 1, so every experience is different. So we had to experience a number at any level. So we're very pleased at that number. So we know what to expect moving forward. So.
Okay, interesting. What do you make of your performance?
Very impressive. We've been working very hard. As you can see, it's a very young band. So a lot of energy, a lot of energy. We executed, we delivered, and I'm very satisfied.
Great.
Thank you.
You know, thanks for being here. And I mean, the pandemic must have affected. We know you're a community band.
Yes.
And but the pandemic would no doubt have affected your rhythm, your pace over the years, not having any competition on. How did you keep the group together with all of this?
Interestingly, most of my kids or players, they're at school, so we have to juggle between their schooling and keeping them in practice. We are not a very performing band outside of the like hotel circuit. We mostly do graduations and anything to do with the school, we kind of do it. So it didn't really affect the band really, because as we are a community group, we do a lot of community work. We work with the church, we work with the different groups, so nothing was really missed. We were there all the time, yes.
How intense was the preparation for this finals?
Very intense, very intense. Getting the kids together, because we started very late. And we have a very young arranger who is at school, plus he works full time. So to get him in, to get the kids ready, that took a lot out of everybody. Even me, I am so exhausted. I don't know how I pulled that out tonight, but I'm very happy.
Okay.
Well done.
I'm just hoping that your efforts and the efforts of the members of your band and pays off in the end. I think just being here and performing and putting on a wonderful performance as you did, in a sense, is, a reward, payback for all of the efforts that you put in,
yes.
Particularly over the weeks, I imagine, leading to the competition.
Yes, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the library community who supported us, parents, friends, arranger, even our friends from Trinidad who came down last minute to give us that support. We're very thankful. We want to continue. I mean, it's a passion for everybody to have the young persons actually doing something productive. We're very happy to be there. So we're happy.
Great, but give us some information. How important is the band to community life in Labrie, very quickly?
It's very important. We are youth development through music. Most of what we do is through the music. The discipline, academics, everything has to go through the music. So the discipline is always there. They're very, I would say, outgoing. They know, I mean, the experience is amazing. We do a lot of traveling. We communicate with everybody. We try to get involved as much as possible. Yes.
Great. So let me again congratulate you on keeping the band and coming here and performing and being the first of the stage. And let me just wish you continued success.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you do for the community of Labrie, no doubt you're a source of pride for the community. And let's hope other communities can emulate what's happening in Labrie. So thanks and good luck.
Thanks for having me.
Do enjoy the carnival.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is, remember, we're at the finals. I'm just waiting the performance of the third band in this finals. We're going on to the stage right now. And we're fortunate to have another guest coming in from Fantastic. Hello, welcome on board. How are you doing?
Good night. Hi, I'm good.
And we just saw your orchestra performing.
Fantastic music, still orchestra.
Fantastic, and we understand you're based in Barnard Hill.
Pardon me?
We understand you're based in Barnard Hill.
Yes.
Okay, great. Tell us about the composition of your band.
Okay, so we were 65 members strong on stage, right? Like you said, we are based in Barnard Hill. We have a diverse contingent. We have the youngest player, 9 years.
Whoa.
We have a 10-year-old and we have a 13-year-old. That's our youngest players. Everybody else are veteran players,
Okay.
We have some new members on board. We also had some members from other bands playing with us. Yeah, so this is the composition of the band. Yeah.
Okay, what led to your selection of T.C. Brown's I Like It?
I like was a song we did for a show back in 2016 or somewhere for the Panlipso. We did that song for TC Brown. So we were accompanying TC Brown while he sang that song. And some of the members said, like, you know, when we choose our songs, they said that's what they want to do. So we went ahead with that song.
So they were very comfortable.
Yes.
But I was watching the reaction of your members after their performance. They seem happy with what they put out.
Elated, let me tell you. We've been working really hard, really hard. And under a lot of pressure and some very, we had a lot of obstacles because we have been, searching for sponsorship, and we have been competing for the past 4 years without sponsorship. Yeah, and we've been making it happen. So this year was a big challenge for us, but we came through and we were happy that we were able to perform tonight at Panorama.
Okay, and I hope you have more success in terms of attracting a sponsor.
Yes, we're hoping.
Yes. And you say the composition of your band ranges from as young
9
as
years,
9
as old as to 65 years. We have a 65-year-old
Wow, so
member.
you have the full range.
Yes.
But tell us in terms of the male, female, and
the numbers with males, we have more males. We only had 15 females on board this year, and as a female arranger, the only female arranger on island for now.
Congratulations on that.
We are always looking to get the females on board. There are not so many females who play pan in St. Lucia anymore. I'm not sure what the reason is, but back in the day when I used to play pan, it was a whole lot of us playing pan. That I started off at St. Joseph's Convent when I started playing pan. So we're trying to get this thing, that only men play pan and females don't play pan. We're trying to get away from that and bring more females on board.
But we see some of the bands having a fair percentage of females in some cases. Yes.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to keep the young people focused on such an important thing?
Surprisingly, I have a lot of players who are in the teenage age range, right? So for me, I relate to them a lot easier because I know what it is to teach the younger ones, because I used to teach pan at the schools. So for me, it's very easy, and keeping them motivated and keeping them interested in pan it comes easy for me because I love children and I love to deal with children.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some of the members you have are students. So how do they go about juggling the schoolwork and all of the pressures with that of the steel band?
Well, especially now with Panorama in the season of final exams and everything, we let them come to pan when they can. Sometimes some persons come to pan and they do their homework whilst they're at pan, or they do the exam, they do their studies whilst their projects whilst they're at pan. So everything works in time. It's time management. But then they come to pan because they love it and they want to do it.
We know that pan players must have an incredible memory.
Yes.
Because you're not playing off a music sheet.
It's a discipline. Yes.
And do you think that has an impact on their learning as well?
It does. Because almost all of our players who are at schools, when they got their reports back, everybody were on top. A pluses, A's, B's, and everybody was in the high percentages. So it works very well. Right?
So so another benefit of it. But for the pans to be successful, we saw in previous years, and at least some sections of the pan going to the hotels and to different events to play, and it would be a way of attracting funds to the band but also to the members as well.
Yes.
How much of that is your band doing? Fantastic.
Well, we are a very young band, and we have not been doing too many gigs like the other bands who are veteran bands. This year is our 10th year on scene, our 10-year anniversary. So we are looking to take that route in terms of recruiting players and generating funds for the band, because we have not been operating with sponsorship, like I said.
Yes.
So that is the next avenue we are looking to go towards in terms of getting funds for the band. So playing in hotel gigs and playing functions, we do that, but not so very often.
Yes, but 10 years is a significant period for you to have been in existence, especially without sponsorship, you say.
Yes.
Yeah.
The struggle is real, but we're making it happen.
Great. And you see your band growing in the future?
Yes. every year we move up like maybe 5 or 10 players and getting players from outside. Had we had more time, we'd have gotten a lot more players to come on board. But you know, with the carnival, the national events being a week ahead of the normal before carnival, we didn't get enough time to practice what we wanted to really do. But I am still happy with the execution of the song and how we played and when we performed on stage tonight.
Great, and I just wish, you know, that, you know, it goes well for you. And like I said, it's, I think, an achievement in and of itself to have performed there, given all of what has happened over the last 2 years, and the fact that you said your band is yet to attract the sort of sponsorship you would like. And for you to keep on going, I think, is a tremendous credit for you.
Very, very, very ticklish thing, yes.
Okay, so thanks, and I'm imagining that you are going to be listening very keenly to the other performers.
Yes, yes.
Who do you consider your biggest rival out there?
All of the bands I have played with in my younger years, so I am very, very familiar with what they bring to the table. So this year we brought on something different. Fantastic Music said, you know what, we know what the game is, we know the Jimmy Flicks, we know the gimmicks, so we are coming just as bad as they are.
Great, great. And I hope that's reflected in, you know, the sort of, and, you know,
we have gotten some great reviews so far, so I know. And we feel good about our performance. This year we feel very good. Despite everything else, we feel very good.
Yes, the clarity was certainly there.
Yes.
And, you know, it was very distinct. And again, I say the test of it is I watched the reaction of the audience, whatever I could make of it, and also the response of the members of your band.
Yes.
Like you said, they seem elated with their execution.
Because a lot of hard work has been put into this production, and to the music and the practice times and juggling the weather. Let me tell you, it has been a hell of a ride for us, and we are very thankful that we were able to perform tonight. There was one point where we figured, you know what, we are not going to make the numbers, we don't have sponsorship, we don't have money. Why invest in something where, you know, we're not going to, you know, at least come out in the top 3? But we said, you know what, we're not going to give up, we're going to do it. And that's what we are very, very happy about.
Yes, I was just speaking with Mr. Julian Bull Cauldron, who, you know, he said he listened to your band play.
Yes, I saw he passed by a few times.
I was speaking to him about the size of the band and which has the advantage, a smaller band or a bigger band. He says he thinks the bigger band has an advantage for competition. Do you share that view?
Well, based on what I'm hearing, numbers don't matter, right? It's what you bring to the table and your arrangements and what your music comes out of. It's execution on the night. Because you could have 95 players on stage and then you make a mistake. And then the smaller band would have, you know, performed better than your 85 players or 95 players. So we are not, you know, very keen about and frightened about that. The numbers don't matter to us.
Okay.
It's what Panorama is about, music.
Yes.
So your band comes on, you play your music, and that's that.
An important part of being involved in an orchestra would no doubt be the idea of camaraderie, the teamwork.
Yes.
And do you see that impacting these young people in any way?
Very much, very much. There are times when there's no need for me to tell them to do certain things, and they take the initiative and do it themselves. You know, I have designated section leaders to pass on the music, and they work very well with each other. So that part of it was very, very smooth for me this year.
So it helps in the development of young people in terms of their maturity, their inclination to work as part of a team.
And building the musicianship and everything else.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what about PAN as a secondary source of revenue for the individuals?
A lot of persons used to resort to PAN as being a source of income, but now there are not so many avenues for that. But there are still some persons who are actively involved in playing gigs and the solo gigs and the five-a-sides and But St. Lucia has a lot of work to do when it comes to the art form of PAN. We have a lot of work to do. So I'm at this point, I'm not even sure we need to do, but we need to come together to get the ball rolling in Pan and St. Lucia. Back in the day, it was a big thing, and to see that there's only 5 bands in Panorama this year, it's heartbreaking because we could have been on a different level in 2022 when it comes to number of bands in Panorama.
Yes, but I guess given the pandemic, one can understand that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll be moving on to the stage right now as we will be hearing from Lucilec Pan Steel Orchestra.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. Lucilec Pantime Steel Orchestra. Yes, I. Hello, hello. Remember the rules. One person to the bar. The rest of y'all will be waiting. Yes, darling. Yes, I. Y'all did well. The flag bearers. Yes, I. Take care, Daigle. Take care. Hey, brother, the mic, my dupes, the AB board. Yeah, he told me.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Insa May, Phoenix, music from DJP, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best, Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Umpa, Frost, Kuya, Afa, T-Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flo. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia Bacchanal. Ladies, ajwa deng, nou a deng now. Do bout la, left side la, right side la, left side, right side, Anale, now this hand la plat, 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 tête vie moute clap, 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 clap. Now this hand la plat, 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 vie moute clap, 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 clap. Now do bout la, left side la, right side la, cock up sa,
Facebook, or you use YouTube.
This is Panorama Finals Carnival 2022. I'm Stanley Lucien here with Julian Bull Cauldron, a veteran panist and one involved in the administration of the art form as well. And we've just witnessed the performance of Lucilec Pantime Steel Band. Emphatic, I thought, very distinct in terms of the sound. What's your impression?
They did what they came out to do. They performed, they executed.
Yes.
They executed.
And again, you try to feed off the reaction of the audience and how enthralled they seem in the performance. And their reaction at the end seems like, you know, a sort of endorsement of what they witnessed.
Music is a feeling. Music is a feeling. Yes. And you get the reaction from how people feel about your music.
Yes. And I guess that plays into what you were saying about, and as you know, a player, you'd like as big an audience as possible to feed off that. And you sense when they're appreciating what you're doing as well, I imagine.
I must say that the audience has grown.
It has grown. Oh yeah, definitely it has grown.
And I'm happy to see what I'm seeing there now.
Yes.
So it just shows that the art form now is growing. It is gaining interest somehow or the other. You know?
Yes.
You know, we had 2 years without Panorama. And we're looking now at the grounds and you're seeing the size of the audience.
Yes.
You see thankful. Okay.
Yes.
We have some way.
It certainly has grown. And this, like I was saying earlier, looks like a very family-friendly event. And in fact, you see more families here than for the previous events that we witnessed there. It's sort of almost idyllic for a family.
Yeah. It's a family event. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
It's a listening event.
Yes.
Where it's not a jump and wave or not what it is. You come in and you listen to what is taking place.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And you know, it's a pity that the cameramen are not taking out the instruments.
Well, there was a bit of that. There was a bit of some of the close-ups on.
Close-ups.
Yes, on some of the instruments as well.
Yes. So you can.
And also, what's interesting is if you look at the crowd when the performance is happening, it's a very disciplined crowd.
Everybody's still.
Yes.
Everybody's listening.
Very, very much attentive
Very much
to what's
attentive
happening.
to what's
And I
happening.
trust that you out there listening on radio and on television as well are equally involved and engaged in the various performances.
It's the same thing happening. They are listening. They're listening to the music.
Yes.
Yeah, it's music. It's not the soca monarch or the what it is.
Yes.
It's listening. A lot of band enthusiasts listen to what the band is doing.
Yes.
They listen to what the band is playing. They listen to differentiate the different instruments, what the different instruments play, how the sound comes out.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know?
And how it's all harmonized.
And how it comes together.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So Panorama is more a listening event.
Yes.
You know, and if you watch carefully, you will see when the band is on stage, everybody's at standstill.
Yes.
And their
so.
attention is on the stage.
Very much so. So,
You know.
and Lucy Like Pantime just making its way off stage. They were the third of our 5 bands and to have performed. They're one of the bigger bands in this year's competition.
Yes, they're one of the bigger bands. They have always been a big band.
Yes, yes, they've always been.
They've always been a big band.
And coming up next is Courts Barbados Steel Orchestra. They successfully defended last time around, and so they may not be willing to give up their crown easily. So you can expect an outstanding performance, I imagine, from them.
With Alison Markey at the helm, you will get a good. They will do a good account of themselves.
Yes. So whoever has to dethrone Courts Barbados Steel Band would really have to come.
They have to come
very,
good.
very good.
They have to come very,
And
very good.
Yes. So we just at the transition stage, and like I said, the next band to make its way up onto the stage to perform would be the Courts Barbados Steel Band. Over the past few years, they've been one of the more successful bands, steel bands in St. Lucia. What do you think? What do you think?
Of late.
Of late, of course.
Of late.
What do you think lies behind their success?
The arranger and the management team. Arranger, Alison Markey, and the manager, Marilyn McDonald. They have a team. Although I've been around by Alison Tent, and Alison is complaining.
Yes. But how important is it for you to keep a team together, a core of your band together?
You see, it's people management. You have to be able to manage people when you have a band, because you have people coming from all walks of life, and you have to be able to keep the interest. And you have to be able to keep them from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And as you get closer to Panorama, it gets later. You know? And you have to say thanks to the parents who allow the children to be out at that time. They trust the management of the band.
Has to be big. Has to be big.
Yeah.
And talking about trust, and they are going to be playing Carnal Knowledge by The Invader.
By The Invader.
Yeah, a song maybe 30 years old now.
Yes.
And Carnal Knowledge by Invader. More than 30 because he did that in the early 80s.
In his early stages of
Yeah,
Calypso.
very early stages.
Yeah.
Talking about an Invader, I thought it was a nice touch to see him on the stage with Wally performing a tribute to him.
Yes.
And he being on stage, I think it was a nice touch to that.
I listened to a lot of the tunes, Calypsos, and was asking Invader to retire, leave space for the younger ones. But then, if you listen to Pepson, he's asking for the transition.
Exactly.
So you can't just tell him to fade away. He has to pass his knowledge to the younger ones. You know, so it's not just pack people up and the young ones take over. They have to have a transition period.
And hopefully a smooth transition.
Smooth transition.
Okay.
You know?
So like we said, we just saw Lucy Like Pantime Steel Orchestra, which is managed and led by Cecil Filgens, and we will be speaking with him in just a very short while. Cecil Filgens, better known as Torty, is going to be coming to speak with us about their performance here.
Michael, that's a very good guess, but no. Very good guess.
So he's making his way right here.
That's a very good guess. What happened, Michael?
Welcome, Mr. Phil Jones.
Some right, some wrong.
Could you come a little closer? We could, yes.
Michael, you cannot
We've just seen your band perform tonight in the finals, the third of the 5 bands to come up on stage. What do you make of your performance? Are you happy with how you executed?
Yeah, I am happy because I got to see the vibes from the players. They're really enjoying themselves. So I know from the time the players enjoying themselves, you know that the vibes coming on good. And this year we had so many new players, a lot of youths in the band, which was very encouraging. So I'm very happy for them.
Great. And your selection of Sweet Soca Music by Teddyson John, what went into deciding what, you know, the selection of that song? Why did you select that song?
Well, we wanted to do a soca. We had a few socas, and we ended up selecting Sweet Soca Music. So it's a good song.
And you happy with that choice?
Yeah. Because I couldn't see the performance because I was playing in the back of the band in the rhythm section. But based on how it sung to me from that end, it was encouraging.
To what extent has the pandemic impacted your band?
Well, it really impacted us bad because our racks was in the yard. Well, you know where we are.
Yes.
And we had a lot of rust. A lot of damages in the wheels, and even as we was going on stage, our wheel got broken. But we had to live with that and try our best to come and perform and try and do a good job. Yeah, as you know, we're representing the North.
Yes, very much so. And thanks for your involvement in the community and getting this band together. How many years has?
Well, 22 years now.
22 years, that's some time now.
Yeah, 22 years. A lot of hard work, And I really enjoyed it. I mean, you go through a lot of stress preparing for Panorama, but after the performance and everybody happy and they're smiling, that's what you're really looking for.
What was the preparation for this year's Panorama like, and how was it different from previous years?
Well, the difference is, it was kind of rush for us because all the planning that was going on around us, we just decided to play late, so we end up in a rush. We decided to play late this year because we had some issues with the date or the day of Panorama. So we decided late.
And I guess all the uncertainty didn't help at all. All of the uncertainty didn't quite help.
It didn't help, but it pushing you because you have a deadline to meet, so you have to be fighting and rushing to do things. But with the help of our sponsors like Lucilec and Cabot, without the input in this year Panorama, I don't think we would make it.
Okay.
So I want to thank Lucilec and Cabot for the assistance in helping us with the Panorama this year.
Okay, and once again, the importance of the commercial sector to the survival and success of, you know, cultural organizations like yours, and, you know, coming to play, like you said, had it not been for the support of Lucilec and Cabot, it wouldn't have been possible. What sort of impact is the band having on its members and the community where it operates?
I didn't hear you say
what
that.
sort of impact is the band having on the community in which it operates, Grozily?
Well, that is an uphill battle for us because we're there for 22 years and we really would like the community to get more involved because when practice done by us, most of the players living out of Grozily. We have a player living as far as Millet, Kaiko in Millet, and we have to drop him every night. So that is a bit of strain on the band and the people who taking people to their homes. But as it went, we fight and I know our players happy, so I happy too.
Great. So, and Mr. Phil Jones, better known as Storty to all of St. Lucia, let me wish you success and at this year's Panorama, and thanks for your involvement in the arts and the impact it's having on the young people who are members of your band.
Yeah, thank you, Stanley. You as a Grozily member and all your nephews have been playing in the band. So I think hopefully it will catch up in Grizzly and we'll get more input from the people in Grizzly and the support. But I want to say thank you to people like Tom T, Total Auto. These people always support me. Latcher Electrical. These people always support me in what we do. So I'll just say thank to these people again and to Lucilek and Cabot.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Philjans. So we're just seeing the fourth of the 5 bands to perform at this finals. Courts Babino just slowly making its way onto the stage with the various instruments and being placed in its particular order. And we can expect any minute now that they are going to be performing. Rejoining me here now is Mr. Julian Bull Cauldron. And you just saw a former colleague of yours, I imagine.
Yeah, Totti.
And in Totti, what do you make of his expression? You think he's happy with what he did? With his delivery, his execution?
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm actually happy with what I heard from the band. The band had a lot of power. Let's put it that way. He had a lot of power. You heard the different instruments coming out of the band. You heard what was happening in the band. You understand what I'm saying? You know? And that's why we were discussing the bigger band and the smaller band earlier on.
Yes.
So the instruments are more emphasized when you have a big band. But they did a very good account of themselves. I'm actually impressed with what I heard.
Yes. Carnal Knowledge by Invader. How does it really lend itself to steel band?
You can hear it. You can hear the structure of the tune. You understand?
And do you think it allows the arrangers enough room to maneuver?
He has enough room to maneuver on that tune. Now, talking about that, you have to now look at music evolving. So gone are the days of the kitchen and the sparrow that used to lend. So now the arrangers now have a bigger challenge now with the new music that is coming out to be able to fit it into the steel band now. It's not the musician or the calypsonian doing tune for steel band like in the days of Kitsch, but it's the arranger now taking the music and make it suit the steel band.
Great.
So that's the challenge.
We've said nothing about the judges. An impressive line when we heard initially they were being introduced, people with a lot of background in formal music, but also a lot of exposure to Caribbean music and to steel band as well. So there would be a tough team, I imagine, to impress.
Judges' decision is final.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And you hear the credentials of the judges. There is a criteria in front of them. So it goes according to the criteria. You understand? And all of them are musically inclined. They have the ears. They have been around steel bands. You know, so they hear it. And that's one of the reasons why they're up front. Because they have to hear the raw pan.
As opposed to hearing it from the
amplified sound.
Yeah.
You know, so they are judging from the raw pan as it is, as it comes out from the stage. That's why they're up front. You know, whereas the public will listen to the amplified sound. Now, I'm not even too sure that although I noticed there are mics around it.
Yeah.
But I'm not even too sure that the public is actually, because the bands have a lot of power.
Yes. And I guess
Pantime could have played without the mics. Let's put it that way.
Now, with the amplification of the music, and a very critical thing must be the position of the mics, I imagine.
Yes, and you have to
make
have
sure
experience.
You're
Capturing
what
you want to capture.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where the band management team comes in.
So would that be set by the organizers or individually the bands who decide, well, I would like a mic here, I would like a mic there?
Yes. Basically, when I was president, let's put it that way, the sound people put the mics where it's supposed to be because they have the experience in it. But then again, the band arranger would probably want to highlight a piece of instrument and he might bring the mic by it. But basically, the mics that surround the band to capture all the sound coming from the band.
Yes. Very, very, very interesting. So like we say, we're waiting for the fourth of our 5 competing bands. It's Courts Babino Steel. They're twice and successfully defended their
crown.
The crown, so to speak. and we can expect, based on their history, for them to present an impressive showing at this.
I don't think Allison will take that one easy. You know, Allison will come all out to defend his crown.
And again, another large band.
Yes. They're another big band. They're the bands that attract a lot of people. And Diamond Steel always was a big band. North Stars was a big band. Pantime has evolved and become a big band. Yeah, Babono now evolved. At one time there were 5 steel bands in Babono. There were 5 steel bands in the Babono community.
Okay.
And a lot of the members of those bands became one band.
Okay.
Now they still operate individually.
But
when it comes to Panorama, they come together as one band. Called Babono.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's just turn our attention a little to Can Beats and steel band from Soufre and Canaries. Do you know anything about them?
I'm happy that we have a band coming from Canaries and Soufre. Just before the COVID, they were in the last Panorama.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, they were in the last Panorama. So it is not something that is not a band that I've been around a lot. You know, I just knew they were wrong for the last Panorama. I guess it was on a project that they had linking the two communities together.
Yes.
You know, it's strange that is Soufre Canaries.
Well, Soufre is a town.
Yes.
Canaries, yeah.
So the geographics shows that Canaries is closer to Soufre than Ancillary.
Okay, that's what you say.
Yeah. But I would have loved to see at least steel band evolve all around the country.
Yes.
And it begins at the school level. Right now as it is there, yeah, we say in the youth. We're talking about the youth. Those 18, 19, 20, you can't straighten them. But if we want to make a change, we have to go into the primary school level and get the interests of those in the primary school. And I remember I was hearing one of the radio station at HDS was talking about, the guy was talking about making compulsory that the primary school children have something to do after school. I think that's the way to go.
And steel band you would recommend is one of the things.
One of the ways.
One of the activities.
History has shown that students that get involved in music do better at school.
Yeah.
You know, they do better at school. You know, and if we can get them involved in that. But sometimes it's the steel band department themselves that shoot themselves in the foot, because the time of the Diamond Steels and the North Stars and whatnot, steel band was more visible. They used to have the blockos and the bands used to be all over.
Yes.
You know,
but even for the parade of the bands,
yes.
You had the
at one time, the bands was formed around the carnival bands was formed around the steel bands.
Okay. Yes. So steel band was far more central to carnival
yes,
than it is right now.
Yes. You know, now because of the hi-fi and the amplified music, steel band has taken a backseat.
Yes.
But years gone by, you used to have the steel band, the owners of the steel band or leaders used to create the carnival band. You know, you had the Pan Andrew and you had the Turks. They used to have the bands and the people used to jump with the band.
Okay.
They used to play Pan in Neck at one time.
Okay. Yes.
And then it evolved because the world evolves. And then you have the Diamond Steels came in and then they had the bands playing.
Yes.
You understand? The nicest thing about those days was the clash of the bands on the street.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I remember what we used to call drown a band.
You used to call, sorry?
Drown a band.
Okay. You mean outperform them?
If you clash it, because most times the bands used to meet one another on the street.
Yes.
And the bands actually used to stop side by side.
Yes.
And play your guts out.
Yes.
Yeah. So you may actually drown a band.
Yeah.
And you might eventually have to stop and let you go. That was a rivalry in steel band at that
Yes,
time.
yes.
You know?
Yes.
But things have changed. The amplified music have gone.
Yeah.
And I still think that there's place for steel band carnival time.
Of course, definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think there's space for steel band carnival time, even at the Juve.
Yes, yes. I think there's little to beat steel band music at Juve.
At Juve.
Yes.
Remember
yes.
13th of December? Diamonds still glow.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, 13th of
Exactly.
December.
So it's beyond carnival. Yeah, it's Christmas. I remember steel band being introduced into the churches as well at some point.
That is another thing I wanted to talk about. Because remember when steel band first started in St. Lucia, it was a vagabond kind of thing.
Yeah.
But right now, steel band has been introduced to the churches.
Yes.
So the attitude towards the steel band has changed. It's not the war front that plays steel band again. You know, you have people from all classes of society play steel band.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
for
the
those
interest is there.
yes, for those of you following us, remember we were just waiting for Courts Barbano Steel Band. They're basically setting up on the stage, and they are, like you know, the defending champion twice over, and they're expected to be playing Carnal Knowledge by Invader, a song, and he performed in the very early 80s, and so it's one to watch, and we're just awaiting any moment now that, you know, they are going to be prepared to play their warm-up song.
I'm thinking, I don't know why Allison may have had a reason for playing that tune. Probably he's sending a message.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know,
Yes.
because a lot of the times when that happens, it's a message. You send a message out to the people, you know. And you have heard so often about people missing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And there's no other way to send it out but that way there.
Yes.
You know? So I don't know if that was his thinking.
Yes, but that's interesting.
But a message is being sent out there right
and
now.
at least it would resonate among, you know, members of the audience.
Or the audience.
Yeah.
And like we said, it's more or less like a family setting.
Yes.
So a message is being, let's put it any other way, but a message is being sent out there.
Yes. Do you like the idea of the preparation being made under the cover of darkness, so to speak? Wouldn't it be something for, you know, the members of the audience to see? Yeah, to see how this thing is happening.
You know, I was just looking at it. When they exiting, the lights are on.
Yes.
But when they coming up, the lights are off.
Yeah. What do you think is the thinking behind that?
Sometimes, a lot of the time, the bands, the outfit carries their theme. You see, like the tune there, Hold On to Your Children.
Yes.
You might see, I don't know how they're going to dress.
Yes.
But they are actually hiding their outfit there right now.
So the element of surprise is probably behind
that.
The darkness.
You know.
Okay, the light is just about to come on, and we are going to be witnessing the performance of Courts Barbano Steel Orchestra, like we said, defending champion. So we are going to be making our way to the stage. Well, the cameras and sound will. So for now, we are going to be listening to that performance.
They will be doing the warm-up.
The warm-up first.
Yes.
Yes.
your defending champions, Quartz Babano Steel Orchestra.
Yes, we've just seen the performance, an outstanding performance by the defending champion. We expected no less from them. Is that within your expectation of their sort of performance?
I didn't expect nothing less from Allison. Tell you the truth. I didn't expect nothing less from Allison because I know Allison would come out and defend. And with his manager, Marilyn will make sure that he come out and defend. You know, I know Marilyn.
Yes, yes. And the improvisation, and in this piece, what's your thoughts on it?
There are a lot of parts of the music I like. There are a lot of parts of the tune I like, but I'm not a judge.
Yes,
so I don't really want to comment on the music, but there are a lot of parts in the tune that I like.
But just as a listener, how did it hit you?
Look, judge from the crowd response. You understand? You saw what happened there.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. So obviously it went down well with the judges. The crowd went down well with me. I'm not saying the other bands didn't go down well.
Yes, but as well. In other words, as far as you concerned, they did what they had to do.
They did what they had to do.
Yes.
You know.
And it's all left to the judges.
It's all left to the judges.
Interesting. So this was Babano Steel Band, and they successfully defended the title the last time around. That was 2019. They've had 2 years to wait, like everyone else. And they've put in what I guess many may consider very, very commanding and impressive performance. They're one of the bigger bands, and probably making the job of the judges even harder in deciding, and for sure making it harder for anyone to dethrone them this time around.
As it stands there, again, like I always say, the judges use the criteria. And the criteria, there are different aspects of the music that carry points. So it's how the judges see what or understand what you're playing to them, and they give you points according to it. So it might not be difficult because at the end of every band, the judges have scored, the score sheets are taken away from them.
Yes. Were you able to measure the sort of reaction of the players themselves? Did you look out for that this time around?
You always look for that.
Yes.
Always look for
and
that.
What's your reading of it?
You can tell when the players execute. That is something you can tell. Let's go back to Fantastic. And when you saw them at the end of the show, at the end of the performance, you see the reaction.
Yes. A sense of relief, a sense of satisfaction of having delivered.
We did what we came to do.
Yes. So, and Babano Steel Band, the Quartz Babano Steel Band, we must say, the sponsor Quartz, are just making their way out on stage. Like we said, one of the bigger bands. And their choice of color this year, what do you make of that?
Like I always said, I told you earlier, the theme, the tune of choice carries the theme.
Yes.
Their dress would carry that. Mothers hold on to your children. You see, they dress like nurses.
Yes. So it's all a consistent, a coherent theme, so to speak,
yes,
that runs through
the performance, the outfit, the dress and outfit. And mind you, they get points for that.
Okay.
I think there's a part of the criteria which speaks to that.
Yes.
So how you carry your theme.
Yes. How consistent.
Yes. How you consistent your outfit. You know. So I mean, and that is why we spoke about they put the pants on under cover of darkness.
Yes. So there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Prior to last 2 years and before that, what we used to find is the bands used to set up on stage, leave their pants there, go off stage and change and make the grand entrance. But that used to take a lot more time too.
Yes.
So that has since changed. So you come on stage with your uniform basically.
Yes. You do it in the dark.
You do it in the dark.
So the element of surprise
is there.
Okay. So we've seen 4 bands, 4 of the 5 bands so far. The next to come is Can Beats, and coming out of Soufre and Canaries. It's one of the younger bands. I think one of the smaller bands as well.
Yes.
But size is not always the determining factor there, or it's definitely not the only one. So let's see how
the music reaches your ears.
Yes.
You know.
So let's see how they can develop.
Can't Wait by Alpha.
Yeah, and interestingly, and they'll be the second band
to play
in this song by Alpha.
That by Alpha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we saw that early on.
You see what happens? What we are just saying, it probably lends itself to the arranger to do what he has to do with it.
Yes, and I must say, I should comment on the weather. It is very, very pleasant here at the SAB at this time. In fact, we've enjoyed better weather than we did for the previous events.
Panorama blessed. Panorama blessed.
Yes. And during the soca and also during the calypso, there were intermittent showers, but we seem to be...
Umbrellas were all up in the air. And I was surprised when I came in this afternoon to see the grounds were dry after what was there last night and night before. You know, so now you have the steel band doing the performance. The children, the youth of our country doing what they're doing.
Okay, so we have a gentleman from Cox, Barbano Steel, making his way onto our stage here to talk to us. He's all smiles, so he seems rather happy with what and the performance of his team was like.
Alison Markey.
Okay, Alison. So, welcome on board, Alison Markey. We just saw Courts, Barbano Steel Band, your band, perform. A lot was expected of you. Was a lot delivered?
Yeah, we delivered what we were supposed to deliver. And let's see.
Okay, and you're happy with the performance out there?
Excellent performance.
What went into the selection of your choice song? Mother, Hold On To Your Children, Invader, Carnal Knowledge.
Melody. The melody has to have potential for development. The melody must have what we call recognizable features, basically. What in musical terms we call them motifs. And it's something that if it's not there, it's difficult to for the judges to see what you did with the song. So the song has to basically be really distinct in terms of the melody and stuff like that. So that was an excellent choice in that regard, yeah.
So there's a fair amount of thought that goes into what song you select for
Yes. It has to. It's like if you have to grow a garden, you look for fertile soil, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that allows you to
do all what you do.
You'd like to do. And your band is one of the larger of the bands, if not the largest, performing. How important is size to you in terms of getting out the sort of quality music you want out there? How important is the size of the band?
Oh, the size is important because the band comprises several sections. You'd have the bass, you'd have the middle section, and you'd have the front, which carries mainly the melody. So, for example, in the criteria for judging, you actually have a place where they say that if you assign a part to a particular section of the band, it must be heard. Yes. So obviously the more numbers you have, the greater the chance that it's being heard. I mean, that's just one factor.
Yes.
The arranging strategy is also another factor.
Yes.
But the size matters, yeah.
Against the pandemic, how difficult was it to get your team ready for this?
No, well, the guys were hungry after that hiatus from 2019. So it was easy to get them once we formed our WhatsApp group and then we told them what was going on. We're going to go back on board this year. So everybody was kind of anxious to get into the year.
How many hours roughly it took, if you have to look from the introduction, the selection of the song, to the final product that you're happy with?
Well, I had selected that song from 2019 after Panorama in 2019. I like to think ahead. You know, so you have to search and go back in the archives.
Yes.
I'm going back in the archives because I'm not getting any song that really piques my interest to develop in any way. So that is why I've been going that way. So that was done from last year, and then COVID hit. You know, and then we had to put everything on hold. So that was decided from since 2019. Sorry.
Great. Did that allow you some time to even modify, if you like, your initial plans?
No, that really happens with me. I stay home on my keyboard and I argue with myself and I do everything here. So when I go in the panyard, I don't change like that. Right? Maybe, I think this side happened the most. But it's not really changing anything, it's adding stuff.
Okay.
You know, so, yeah.
But you have formal training in music.
You can say that, yes. You can say that. Self-driven. I had a music teacher who passed in 2003. So he was teaching harmony and stuff. But mostly it's self-study. We have YouTube now. We have all kind of things. We have books.
Great.
So, you know, once you
picked up a lot on your...
Yeah. And I listen to a lot of music. Like maybe about 80% of my...
How long have you been involved in pan music?
I started in 1978.
Oh,
I probably started arranging in 1980. About 2 years after.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was early.
I was 15 at the time. I was very curious about how music is put together, and I never really stopped. And I'm still going on. I'm still, you know.
Yes. Now, before you try out something on pan, do you play it on other instruments before?
No. Well, right now I'm just using the keyboard.
The keyboard.
Because the keyboard is basically like an orchestra in itself. So, for example, I like to see how the bass will sound versus the front. So I play the bass with my left hand, play the thing with my right hand to make sure I get some kind of good harmonic.
Yes, between the two.
Yeah, so so the keyboard is a good tool, and I sing the parts because the parts must be singable. So
yes,
if I can't sing a part, I'm not putting it down.
Okay. Yeah. Now, teamwork is an important part of. It's a very, very important part of an orchestra like yours.
For sure.
How difficult is it to manage all of those different people from different walks of life, different outlooks on things? How difficult is it to get them all united behind that purpose?
If everybody, that's one of our players from 2019. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But he wasn't able to make it. Okay, first of all, if everybody knows what the purpose is and you have a common purpose, that makes it easy. I'm not saying that you're not going to get some people who are lackadaisical. In any group, you're going to get that. But at that point, I should mention that we have a manager. They mentioned the name, Miss Marilyn McDonald.
Of course.
And then we have our captain, Jamil.
Okay.
So I'm more musical. That's my
they take care of the management.
They take care of the management. I mean, I have some input too.
Yes.
But that's largely their purpose, not mine really.
Okay. Tell us in terms of the viability of your band, and for instance, as a commercial entity, and what are the prospects out there for you to go out and for you and your members to earn some revenue from that skill?
Okay. We do hotel gigs. We had basically a steady gig with one hotel, and then COVID came and that put everything off, right?
Yeah.
But we play, apart from playing in the hotels, if they call us for like an event, we will go.
Okay.
You know, so but what we intend to do going forward is to make the band more visible. Maybe we might even have to create our own events to play at. And maybe invite the other pan sides to come, so it'll be like a pan thing.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
So that's what we're looking at.
Yes, just to, and because all of that is important in terms of keeping your team together.
That is correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you look for from a young person interested in getting involved in steel band? What are some of the qualities you'd like that person to bring to the table?
Number one is discipline. Discipline. You have to be well mannered. You have to be disciplined. You have to have patience. You have to have perseverance. You know, that's what it takes to play music. You know, because especially some people are more talented than the others.
Yes.
In fact, you get some people who are more talented, but yet they're taking more time to develop compared to somebody who's less talented and who's disciplined and who applies themselves. So it's just about application, discipline. You know, that's all we need.
Yes. And as an arranger, what's your favorite piece in the steel band?
What's my favorite piece?
Yeah.
You talking about Caribbean wide?
No. I'm talking about within your orchestra, whether it be the first band, the bass.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me tell you, I like all.
You like all?
I love all. All of them are important. You know, it's just like a money for saxophone. It's what you do with the thing.
Yes.
You might get a guy for saxophone who's very good and he'll make that saxophone sound, and then you get somebody else. So it's within context.
But you play all. You play all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I play all. The only thing I don't play in the drum is the drums. I might sing.
Okay, the drums. But
yeah, but
all
the others I can. Yeah.
But tell me about the making of the steel band right now. Who sets them? I remember before, as a little boy in Grosile, the pan being drummed down.
Yes,
and then being burnt and all of that.
You have to sing it. You have to groove it to demarcate the different notes.
Yes.
And then you give it what you call like a pre-tuning. I feel like I'm not the one who's qualified to speak about it. But
when does that happen? When does that happen for your band?
Oh, it happens by our panyard, or Ivan Smith is the one who has been building especially our background band. Ivan is very good, especially with the basses, and you heard that bass?
Yes.
He's very good with that kind of thing.
Okay.
So we use that. And
great. And are you looking forward to the rest of the carnival at all? You're not much of a carnival. You're a fun person.
I'm not a carnival. I'm a music person.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So after that I go to sleep. It's serious.
So you just find you've done your part.
After tonight I'm done.
Yes. I can understand.
And I have to catch up on some serious sleep.
Yes.
So yeah.
How much listening do you do to other bands?
I used to
let's say even internationally.
I have my influences now. I used to listen to a lot of the Trinidadian bands. My favorite band would be Despers, when Clive Bradley was arranging for them. I learned a lot from Clive in terms of his concepts. Like in a general fashion, I would not steal a piece of music from Clive.
Yeah.
But I can do something a la Clive.
Okay.
I can, you understand?
Yes.
I can do something that's inspired by him. And Phase 2 is another one that I like a lot.
Okay.
You know, so each of them bring different things to the table that I like.
Okay.
You know?
And how much of the music produced today would lend themselves, so to speak, to steel band?
You have a few, you know. Like our warm-up song, it's a song I really would have wanted to do for Panorama.
Yeah.
But it was done already by, I think Pantime probably did that song already.
Okay.
So that would have been a nice song. You have some modern ones, but not many. Okay. Not many. I have composed. I've had to compose. I was composing earlier in the game, like 2004, 2005, 2012. I composed something. 2013, you know, and so I may have to go that route if I can't find anything again. I have to go back and go back to that.
Yes. Okay, thanks a lot. It's nice having you, and let me wish you success with your band.
Yes, thanks.
And let's see what the results are this time around.
Let's see what it is.
And,
okay, thanks a lot.
But all the best.
Okay.
Yes. So, and we are going to be heading back to Master Control right now. And we've just heard from this gentleman of Courts, Barbados, Alison Markey, who is a legend in terms of our St. Lucian context of steel band music.
Alison is also an accomplished musician.
Yes, he made that very clear.
Yeah.
So, and we are going to be awaiting the performance of the final band in this year's Panorama Finals, and it's Can Beats of Soufre, coming from Soufre and Canaries. We'll take a break here. When we come back, and we'll be setting the scene for the final performance of the night. And I'm Stanley Lucian, and this is with me, my companion helping me throughout all of tonight's activities is Julian Bull Cauldron.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Insa May, Phoenix, music from DJ P, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best: Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Umpa, Frost, Kuya, Affa, T Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flo. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia Bacchanal.
I say, how is he? Are you picking on me? Are you God? Are you Jesus? Judging from the point 70.
Leaders, 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 lead by example to uplift and inspire. We the people.
And when your leaders make you free, I go forward till they leave. My religion is justice.
I ain't gonna bail again. I ain't going jail again. I could break the law at will and walk around smiling still. I ain't gonna bail again. I ain't going jail again. I could make a big bubble and nothing happen at all. Just imagine.
I don't care what you say about me. I'm a party hack. I take it with black. I don't care about that. Call me name, give me blame, cause it behind me back. You have crashed this party hard.
My PM is boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Can Beats SM Steel Orchestra.
Okay, we've just seen the performance of the final band in this year's Panorama Finals. It's Can Beats of Soufrière Canaries community, and a very spirited performance, and from one of the smaller bands, very interesting, well compact. And Mr. Cauldron?
Though a small man, I think they give a good account of themselves. And I'm saying that somebody's doing something good down there.
Yes.
Yeah, because as we look at the band, we saw the little ones within the band.
Yes.
You know, and that's what we're looking for within the steel band fraternity to grow them. Something I wanted to bring to your attention, and just to show you how much discipline that the steel banders bring into the players. Prior to any of the bands playing, you didn't see any panmen in uniform around the grounds. Now that they have performed, they are free to lime around.
Yes, yes.
I hope you have noticed that.
Yes. Because that's important. The importance of teamwork, the importance of, like you say, discipline, coordination, and important leadership. Very, very significant to a successful steel band orchestra. If you like.
All right, so we want to give
that's where the steel band people management, managing people comes in within the steel band, and you have to have somebody who is good at that.
Very, very, very important.
Good at that.
Yes.
Now,
In fact, when we spoke to Allison earlier, he says he's a music man, but there are other important leaders within the band taking care of the important aspects of management, ensuring the team remains together, people turn up for practice, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, because the steel band fraternity, it's more or less an industry, basically, where you put it. Because you can get arrangers coming out, and the more steel bands you have, probably you get more arrangers being born, and then you have the little managers.
Young people,
Now within the steel band, there's
something good.
That's why you hear they make a lot of noise sometimes about I'm coming out and play, because they have to outfit themselves.
So we had
they have to tune the pants, they have to paint the pants, they have to paint the racks. So it's a whole preparation. So you have to have a team that everybody takes care of what they have to take care of. Everybody takes care. You have different people taking care of different aspects of things within the steel band for you to come out here.
Yes. In other words, so what we see there is the final product and all coming together, and the results of good organization, leadership, teamwork, and a lot getting together. So we're just getting one of the leaders of the latest band to perform, coming out of Soufrière, Can Beats. And I suspect she may have been the band leader, and so we're going to be getting some impression of it, of her impression of their performance. And so we're just making that transition at this point right now.
A big thank you to the sponsors for St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Flo, the title.
Nice to have you here.
Hi.
And how do you feel about the performance of your band?
Well, I think the performance was good. Being that we're a small band and we're just starting, I think that we did pretty good.
Okay, but before we go further into the interview, your name and position?
Oh, well, my name is Twinkle Sensi.
I didn't quite get that.
Oh, my name is Twinkle.
Yes.
Twinkle Sensi.
Okay.
I am a double tenor player, and I'm the PRO of the group.
Oh, you're the PRO of the group. Okay, and how much time and effort went into your preparation for this finals?
Well, about the story of us getting the song, it's really sad and good at the same moment, because at first we had somebody to help us, but they got busy, so we had to search for somebody to teach us the song. So we had like about a month for Panorama, so we had to practice mostly every day during storms, during rain, sun, and we had to get done.
Great. So we see you from the communities of Canaries and Soufrière.
Yes.
But where do you practice?
Oh, we practice in Canaries.
In Canaries?
Yes.
And what percentage of your membership is from Soufrière?
Our membership is from Soufrière, about
roughly
10%. Yeah, because we had more players, but you know they're busy, they're working, so we still got some players from Soufre.
Okay, great. And tell us, and in terms of the male-female
well,
ratio?
Front line is females. We have front line is females and our back line is males.
Okay, so so you have more female than male players.
No, male players than female players.
You have more male than
yes.
female players. Okay. But a nice blend, it seems. You're a young band. What does the future look like for you?
Well, now we're going to take a break from Panorama because we've been having problems of getting people because we're a small community, unlike the other communities which are bigger than us.
Yes.
We're a small community, so from now on we just want to like develop our name and develop our band. So you'll be seeing us in a couple of few years.
Oh, we'll be happy for that. We'll be happy for that. But tell me, in terms of, have you been able to attract sponsorship? And are you looking at that?
Yes, we have been able to do that, and we're asking for more sponsorship because we're a little band, and we're a band of youth. We're youth people. So we don't have people that are into music a lot in our community who can help us and branch out to other places. So yeah.
But so do you have a sponsor on board at the moment?
Yes, we have a few sponsors. We have SRDF, that's Soufre Regional Development Foundation. We have CDF on board. We have a local business in Canada, which is Shepherd's Cocktail. We have a lot of few businesses and also the shops in our community.
Assisting. All right. And now beyond Carnival, what are the plans for the band in terms of, do you have any contracts in the making?
Well, no, not as yet. Maybe after we finish play, we'll get some. But right now, it's just focus on the song, focus on getting more songs.
Okay. So let me wish you all the best, and I hope your band continues to grow and continues to play an important part in the life of the community of Soufre and Canaries.
Yes.
Okay, and all the best again.
You're welcome.
Great. So we've just heard from one of the members. In fact, she's the PRO of Can Beats, the Soufre Canaries-based steel band. One of the younger bands, both in terms of age of the members, but also in terms of the existence of the band. It's one of the younger bands, and she was speaking of some of the trials they've had in trying to get together and some of the challenges, but they're very enthusiastic about the future and hoping that the band will grow from strength to strength. And so I would imagine want to wish them well, and it would be nice to see that band grow and become an even more powerful force in steel band in St. Lucia.
I am now going to get
I think somebody should pay some more interest in that band. From that band, you saw the youngest set of people playing.
Yes.
The youngest set of people playing. I mean, because the other bands are so big, we don't know because we couldn't see. But in that band, you can see the young ones in there. Somebody should actually pay some interest in there and put some resources in that band.
Yes. So far, they have some sponsors, and she spoke of the Soufre Regional Development Foundation. I think the CDF has also come on board, and she said they have some small community sponsors who are assisting, in getting the band together. So they are enthusiastic. They're looking to the future and to grow and to become, like we said, a bigger force. But just making it given the pandemic and all of the pressures and the uncertainties, is by itself an achievement.
It's a boost for them. Let's put it that way. That's a step in the right direction. So they've made it to the big yard now. They're part of They rubbing shoulders in the bigger bands, let's put it that way.
And it's an experience I'm sure they learn a lot from.
They learn a lot from, you're coming from all the way Soufre, let's put it that way, come to Soufre Canaries. You have Soufre Canaries, a collaboration between Soufre and Canaries. There's a distance between Soufre and Canaries.
There is, yes.
So that's why I'm saying that somebody should pay some interest in that group.
Yes.
And probably put some money into them, or we were saying earlier, put some money into them so that, or support them in somehow or the other.
Yes.
Give them some support.
Providing even more experience for the leaders of the band, introducing them to,
Give me two artists for
they have the arranger. They have an arranger.
Yes.
So I don't know if the arranger is from Soufre or what it is, but they have an arranger.
Yes.
You know,
and
so
you know, I mean, I think they give a very good account of
they
themselves.
did give a good account of
and I was
themselves.
impressed, and I was
Yeah.
happy for that.
For a small band, they did give a good account of themselves.
So we've seen 5 bands, all of the 5 bands in this year's Panorama Finals, and it's right now in the hands of the judges, judging from what we've seen in previous events, and the time between the final performer and the results and has been very, very short, because I think that the system has been fine-tuned and they're using all sorts of, you know, systems.
There's a system in place, because what happens, as you can see, if you look at the judging table, you see the 3 and the people at the back, they actually tabulate in the right. So when they come in, as soon as the band is finished, they break between the 2 different bands. You find that the score sheets are being tabulated. The judges pass on the sheets, the score sheets to the back. They tabulate them and put them in the system.
So you have the auditors, I was being told.
So you have the auditors now that audit the score sheets and enter it into the system. And then within minutes you get the result.
Yes. So it's a very methodical process, and it's transparent, it's thorough, and you know, it's nice to see that, you know, the judging has evolved, because, you know, when you're talking about judging something and, you know, that involves a certain level of creativity, it can often be very, very hard.
It's subjective. It's how the person sees it.
Yes.
You know, so that's why you have 7 or 5 judges.
Yes. So it evens out. So I'm being told we have to take a break here. Remember, this is Panorama Finals 2022, and we're at the SAB. We've just seen the last of the 5 performers, and we are going to be taking a break. We'll be coming back in a while with the results, hopefully.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Insa May, Phoenix, music from DJP, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best, Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Ampa, Frost, Kuya, Afa, T Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flow. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia Bacchanal.
Sweet girls, just wine for me. Bubble up your waist, girl, just grind on me. I love how you're taking your time with me. Smooth like you wanna have my babies, yeah. Girls, just wine for me. Bubble up your waist, girl, just grind on me. I love how you're taking your time with me. Ooh, like you wanna have my babies, yeah.
Chop it on the ground, how I lie. You're full of vibe.
Strange behavior. Crazy people. Powder and flour in the air. Mess it up. Dirty up. Oh yeah. What's that crazy people jumping up in the...
Somebody call my mother for me. 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 I like it to shit chez moi. Toucher. Il t'a fait moi danser. Toucher chez moi. Na. Il t'a fait moi rouler. Dove. Hi. Too funny. For the ladies, put your left hand on your left knee, your right hand on your right knee. Now stop. Now glance. Look at yourself.
So hear me now. Don't play with man. Man put up like 10 bad man in the band. With a drink in me hand. Man put up with 10 bad girl in the band. Don't play with man. Man pull up like 10 bad man in the band. With a drinking on me hand.
Oh Lord, what a mix up.
That's the best, baby,
G6 production.
That's the best, baby. That's the best, baby,
We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them wine. We gon' make them free up. It's the place of a canal. With that vibe so magical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage. If you're coming up from the mountain, when the rhythm beating in song, we coming around. The savannah grass, the savannah grass. You could see it all when it comes red for
Ladies, à joint ding, nous a ding now. Tout bout là, left side là, right side là, left side, right side, and allez, now this hand la plat, 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 tête vie moute clap, 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 clap. Now this hand la plat, 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 vie moute clap, 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 clap. Now do bout là, left side là, right side là, cock up ça,
I tell we be never, never.
Somebody call my mother. Hey, somebody call my mother for me. Make the two toes jiggle for me. Clap on that table for me. My girl, I know you able. Come, now clap for me. Look at yourself. For me. Vega, 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 I feel like this is it, man. That my costume for you. And then the road. Trouble in the road. I wanna dance every carnival with you. Go to every fete and party too. I'm doing this over and over. They could never take my carnival from me.
ça tellement toile ça, va tout voler, voler, voler. Bagay tellement, oh, when now even voler, don't want to stay.
I said, how is he? Are you picking on me? Are you God? Are you Jesus? Judging from the 170.
Leaders, 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 lead by example to uplift and inspire. We the people.
And when your leaders make you free, I go forward till the lead. My religion is justice.
I ain't gonna need bail again. I ain't going to jail again. I could break the law at will and walk around smiling still. I ain't gonna need bail again. I ain't going to jail again. I could make a big bubble and nothing happen at all. Just imagine.
I don't care what you say about me, I'm a party hack. I take it to the black. I don't care about that. Call me name, give me blame, cause it's behind me back. You have crashed this party hack.
My PM is boss, but yeah, like when his partner smiling and doing well. Cause anytime he hear Joseph teeth, he change the channel. Yeah man, thank you. My friend, I love you. I love you with all my heart.
Why not start a fire? Why not start a fire, y'all? Why not start a fire? Bam bam.
Turn it up, hey! Then Lucia! What you say? She said if you like chicks boy stop playing. See you with the girl, with the one. Yeah, take a boy, I hang up on. I hang up on. I hang up on.
Ex-girlfriend and I link up on a date.
Fire 758. So me head down to the bar straight. As me wait, me see me side chick walk to the gate. I'm right there and then I have to try to dodge the problem. I try to sneak out to the bathroom, but that's when the woman when on me best friend. Oh Lord, what a mix up. This is so hot, me have you know. You, not bad in English, not bad in Spanish, but you, but you. Just I say I want drop, baby. Then try to dig it up. Who got the freight one back to the shop now? Come, just I say I want.
This one for the road. This one for the road. In the name of the music. This one for the road. We making a mess.
Are you ready for the biggest, most exciting party the region has to offer the world? Lucian Carnival! From July 7th to 19th, St. Lucia will be lit with pumping rhythms and revelry, exquisite costume and pageantry, titillating steel pan beats, our ever-evolving soca and calypso music, and our homegrown deadly segment rhythm that's taking the world by storm. Don't miss out on major carnival events and competitions. Carnival Queen Show, Soca Monarch, Calypso Monarch, Panorama, and King and Queen of the Band. Keep the party going with the most happening pre-carnival events. Cap it all off with the highly anticipated Lucian Carnival Parade on the 18th and 19th of July. A road experience like no other in the Caribbean. Save the dates, July 7th to 19th, and join the party. Lucian Carnival, nothing sweeter than that. Follow us on social media at Events St. Lucia for regular updates.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Ilse May, Phoenix, music from DJP, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best, Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Ampa, Frost, Kuya, Afa, T Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flow. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia Bacchanal.
Much.
DJ
Okay, so we have to suspend giveaways because we have the real thing happening now. Are you ready for the results of tonight's competition? Ladies and gentlemen, again, a big thank you to all for coming out and supporting Panorama 2022. We are going to start our trophy presentation with the third place, second runner-up. And to present the orchestra with their trophy, we would like to call on Ms. Tamara Gibson, the chairperson of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, to do the honors. In third place, with a total of 252 points, the competition piece I like. Fantastic Music Steel Orchestra. Fantastic family. Please come to the stage. Ah, there she is, Miss Nestor. Thank you very much, Ms. Gibson. At this time, we would like to call on our presenters for the first runner-up, Ms. Beverly Ramsey Moore, the president of Pan Trinbago, and Ms. Pauline Mathre, chairperson of the National Steel Band Association. With a total of 270 points. First runner-up, Sweet Soca Music, Loose Select, Pantime, Steel Orchestra. Calling on someone from Loose Select. All right, there we go. Thank you very much, Ms. Moore and Ms. Mathre. At this time, we would like to call on our 2022 Carnival Queen, Xenia Douglas, and the Minister for Creative Industries, Honorable Ernest Hilaire, to present the winners with their trophy. Folks, it cannot get any closer than this. The winners edged second place by only 1 point. A total of 271 points in first place with the tune Canal Knowledge, Quartz, Pabano, Steel Orchestra. Taking the crown for the how many time? Defending champions. Quartz Bawano Steel Orchestra successfully defending their title tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please give all our orchestras a round of applause. And of course, massive congratulations going out to Quartz Babonneau Steel. A round of applause to them, winning once again the Panorama title. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we continue tomorrow night right here at the SAB for King and Queen of the Bands. DYP will be here with the very first performance for the season.
So here we have it, the results of the 2022 Panorama Finals. If you missed it, it's fantastic music. Steel Orchestra coming in third. They're based at Barnard Hill. The second place went to Lucilec Pantime Steel Orchestra out of Grosley, and the first place went to Quartz Babonneau Steel Orchestra. Julian Cauldron just point separating the first and second places.
That has happened before, and they had been closer than that, 0.5.
Oh, really? Yes.
I think Pantime is the most unfortunate band, because I think Diamond still edged them by 0.5 once. And now you have Babonneau edging them by 1 point.
1 point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, both bands, the results is not surprising.
Yes. Yes.
You know, but both bands gave a very good account of themselves. Both bands played good music. The difference, I think, between the two bands was one was able to breathe and the other was compact.
Yes, yes. You know. But all in all, it was indeed a very pleasant and engaging evening here at the SAB with the 5 bands coming in and perform. Let's not forget those who failed to capture any place, and Caribbean Grains, Labrie Steel, and Can Beats of
No, everybody, all the bands are winners for being here, for being part of the show. They all are winners.
Okay.
It's just that we select the better ones.
Great. So for all of you who joined us here and for this broadcast, we would like to tell you thanks for your time. For the various sponsors of St. Lucia's Carnival, we would also like to say thanks. And please join us tomorrow evening. Remember, it's the major event as far as the bands are concerned, the carnival bands are concerned, the king and queen of the bands. The event is free. The government has just announced that the gates are going to be open to everyone. It's going to be free, and you are going to have lots of outstanding local performers at this event as well.
Yeah. DYP will be giving a performance, a free performance. Yeah,
okay.
I giving something to someone, giving back to the people, you know.
Great.
I just want to say thanks for having me as part of
it. It was
your
our
team.
pleasure, and it was nice to have you there with us and keeping us company and sharing some of your important insights. So from all of us here, and we're saying goodbye and good night from the SAB in VG, and hope you have a safe return back to your home, those of you who are here in person, and to those of you at home, have a restful night. And I'm Stanley Lucien. My companion and co-presenter was Mr. Bull, Julian Cauldron, and so it's good night from us.
Come enjoy the splendor and spectacle of the King and Queen of the Bands competition, featuring costumes from Island Tribe, Zuvo Carnival, Fusion Mass, Tribe of 12, Just for Fun, Insa May, Phoenix, music from DJ P, followed by a sizzling after party with St. Lucia's hottest band, DYP, featuring a star lineup of St. Lucia's best, Ezra, Tetterson John, Ricky T, Shemi, Sid Dale, Umpa, Frost, Kuya, Afa, T-Blacks. King and Queen of the Bands competition, Monday, July 11th, 8 p.m. The SAB at VG. Admission free. St. Lucia Carnival 2022. Nothing sweeter than that. Title sponsor Flow. Follow on Facebook at Carnival St. Lucia.
Welcome to St. Lucia.